Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to West De Pere High School here in De Pere for tonight's huge Bay Conference matchup between the visiting Menasha Blue Jays and the host West De Pere Phantoms. Another USA Today Network Wisconsin digital live stream team. I am Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson and Jim Rosendick. We are all part of the USA Today Network Wisconsin digital live stream team. That's Rosie, by the way, bringing you those high definition shots on what's a little bit of a gloomy night, Brett, for tonight's game. Hopefully the showers will stay at bay, if you will, I should say, because it looked kind of ominous a little bit earlier today, but they've stayed away so far.
We're nice and dry inside, and Rosie's with us too, Ricardo,
yes.
So he doesn't have to battle the elements. He can be
doesn't.
nice and toasty with a nice and cozy booth upstairs here at West De Pere High School. Nice setup. Hey, they have a little press box spread downstairs too,
actually.
So the other schools are going to have to up the ante a little bit here and start treating us like West De Pere does.
It's funny you mentioned that because I remember Kimberly distinctly always having a pregame
what happened?
spread, and I don't know what happened. Maybe there's budget cutbacks, Brett. You never know. Times are tough these days. But, both teams come in undefeated, Brett. So we're looking at this as one of the bigger games in the state, if not the biggest game in the state, Brett, because both these teams, big Bay Conference rivals, and recent history has favored West De Pere. But we're expecting a good game. I know both head coaches are expecting these teams to be competitive tonight.
One of the games of the night in the entire state of Wisconsin. I know there's a big one down in Southeast. I believe it's Muskego versus Catholic Memorial, but this one is right there with them. Two state powers going at it, undefeated. And, Ricardo, I think it's safe to say winner of this one has firm command of the Bay Conference.
I would agree with you on that. Again, here at West De Pere High School. We're going to do some notes put together really nicely there, as always, by Brett Christopherson. Brett, I can start with some West De Pere notes, and you can finish up with Menasha's notes package. Phantoms are ranked third in Division II. In this week's WithSports.net coaches poll, they also received 3 votes in this week's Associated Press large division state poll. I will say that's for me. They're coming off a convincing 42-14 victory over Xavier last Friday in a Bay Conference matchup at Rocky Blyer Field in Appleton. A pair of 1-yard touchdown runs by Cody Cavell. Did I say that right? Yeah, Cody Cavell. Okay. And quarterback Josh
Blount.
Blount.
As in yount.
Not Blunt. Blount as in yount. I like that, Brett. They those touchdown runs gave the Phantoms a 14-0 lead. Momarts later added 3 more touchdown runs. One from 19 yards out and the other a 1-yard plunge to trigger a West De Pere rushing attack that amassed 375 yards and averaged 6.4 yards per carry. The other touchdown came through the air when Blount connected with Hayden Simpson from 13 yards out in the third quarter. That score gave the Phantoms a 28-7 advantage. Now, Blount is a dual threat. Paced West De Pere on the ground with 165 yards on 21 carries for a 7.9 average. And Momarts, did I say that
Momarts.
again? Momarts was next with 131 yards on 21 attempts for a 6.2 average. And Blount also threw for 69 yards on 4 of 8 passing. Defensively, Matthew Seabrook and Diamanta Garcia led the way with 5 tackles. And overall, the Phantoms finished with almost 500 yards total of offense, 444. And on the season, Blount has rushed for 502 yards and 7 touchdowns while averaging 10.5 yards per carry.
How about that?
Incredible. And Momarts is next with 439 yards with 9 touchdowns. He's averaging 9.3 yards per carry. And I'm going to need some help with this name, Brett. David, is it Vanderlock?
Vanderlot
Is third on the team in rushing with 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. And he's averaging, just a little 12.8 yards per carry. So as you can see, a lot of explosive rushers for
both
West
sides,
De Pere.
actually.
Yeah, and Blount has thrown for 599 yards and 7 touchdowns while completing 62% of his passes. Marcus Van Breedy and Simpson, they're tied for the team lead in receptions with 6 apiece. Van Breedy's 225 yards is tops in that category, and Simpson has 3 receiving touchdowns to lead in that department. And on the defensive end, Jordan Schuler is the leader in tackles with 24. Owen Newman leads the way in sacks with 2.5. And looking at the team stats, again, these are pulled from WithSports.net. West De Pere is averaging 120 yards per game through the air, 340 on the ground, and they're allowing on average 136 and 23 yards respectively. That's getting it done, Brett.
Yeah.
The Phantoms have also outscored their opponents so far 278-34.
How about that?
And next for West De Pere, next Friday is a home game against Seymour in another Bay Conference matchup. Kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. Brett, what can you tell me about Menasha?
Well, I can tell you first that NFL team up the road might need to take a page out of the West De Pere playbook on how to stop the run, right?
Whoa.
Hey, Menasha 5-0 overall, 4-0 in the Bay, and the Blue Jays are ranked second in Division III in this week's WisSports.net coaches poll. They also received 1 vote in this week's Associated Press large division state poll. They're coming off a 35-14 victory over New London last Friday in a Bay Conference showdown at Calder Stadium in Menasha. 3 second-quarter rushing touchdowns sparked Menasha as it built a 28-7 halftime lead. Tyler Rail scored from 4 yards out, while quarterback Cole Pope tacked on TD runs of 1 and 5 yards. Pope also, Ricardo, a very potent dual-threat quarterback. He put the Blue Jays on the scoreboard with a 75-yard run in the first quarter and finished with 108 yards on 9 carries. Devontre Smith capped the scoring for Menasha with an 11-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. Rail, by the way, led a rushing attack that churned out 297 yards in all with 128 yards on 19 carries. That was Rail's total for a 6.7 average. As a team, Menasha averaged 7.6 yards per carry. Pope threw for 81 yards on 6 of 11 passing. Luke Maurer led the way in receiving with 3 receptions for 40 yards. Overall, the Blue Jays outgained the Bulldogs 378 to 176. That's domination. On the season, Pope has thrown for 399 yards and 3 touchdowns while completing 55% of his passes. Rail leads Menasha in rushing with 689 yards and 9 TDs while averaging 6.6 yards per carry. Pope is next in rushing with 252 yards and 4 touchdowns. Morrow is the team's top receiver. He has 11 catches with 170 yards. As for the team stats, Blue Jays are averaging 80 yards per game through the air and 227 on the ground. They're allowing, on average, check this out defensively, 66 yards through the air and 70 yards on the ground. And they've also outscored their opponents by a big margin so far, 170 to 47. Next up for the Blue Jays, they're at Green Bay West next Friday in a Bay Conference matchup. Kickoff, Ricardo, scheduled for 7 o'clock. Now I want to give a big shout out to the folks here. Scott Eggert, the athletic director. Rosie and I made the drive up to West De Pere in July for a live stream check. Everything checked out really good. And since then, they've done a good job even adding more to our ability to live stream. So I want to thank Scott. I want to thank the IT department. We worked with them again when we got here.
Outstanding.
And Pam, who is awesome, fantastic to work with. She seems to be kind of the glue that holds this whole thing together. Got us, Rosie and I, up here in the press box and helped laid out this big taco bar and cookies and cupcakes and all this stuff that they have. She's quite the character and fun to work with. So great people here at West De Pere. And if it works out, wouldn't mind coming back here and doing another one at some point.
Did you have some of the tacos, Brett?
Rosie indulged quickly.
Of course.
I already ate. I didn't know that there was going to be
yeah.
some sort of spread like this. So, I got to watch my figure.
Oh, yeah.
I got to watch what I eat. So, but I lived vicariously through Rosie as my mouth was watering as he was digging into a big soft shell taco.
Attaboy, Rosie. Delicious, he says. So, yeah, here at West De Pere High School. And, Brett, like I said off camera before, I was like, this is the first time I've been here since I was in high school. We came up to play West De Pere in a scrimmage. That was back in 1992, so I'm kind of dating myself there. And that was at what is now, I believe, the soccer field.
Right behind here, yeah.
Yeah, right behind here. So, beautiful facility, though, that they have here. Really, I can't say enough about it. It's just gorgeous.
And I believe they're moving to – they're going to be playing Bayport and Pulaski next season as the conferences get reconfigured. So, a step up.
Well, definitely a step up.
For, West De Pere. And these are 2 fine programs, though. Again, both undefeated. And this is going to be a lot of fun. You look at last year, West De Pere top Menasha 35-7 at Calder Stadium. We'll get back to the game notes here in a second. We're going to have the national anthem, and then we'll get going. Great job by the West De Pere High School marching band. Just to finish that thought, we streamed that game, I believe, last year at West De Pere, or at Calder Stadium, but that was a convincing 35-7 victory by the Phantoms. Overall, though, Ricardo, Menasha leads the series 12-3-1, so 12 victories, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Last year's victory by West De Pere, here's an interesting stat. That snapped a 9-game winning streak for the Blue Jays, who hadn't lost to the Phantoms since the 1937 season. 1937. These two schools first met in 1932 with West De Pere earning a 1913 victory. They then played in every season through 1942 before the season was put on hiatus, and then it was rekindled in 2014, and they've met in every season since. So these that
was a heck of a break, though, in between.
Yeah. Well, and now that we became conference rivals, so they've rekindled the series. But this will be a good one. I think, seems to be a consensus maybe that West De Pere is going to end up winning by a few scores. I think it's going to be tight into the fourth quarter. 2 power rushing attacks. Not going to be a whole lot of passing tonight.
Well, with Pope, I know West De Pere doesn't really pass a whole lot. I know Menasha tries to be a little balanced, I guess, in that regard. Not that West De Pere can't, indulge into the passing game a little bit. But, obviously when you're average, 9-10 yards with your 3 guys, you're going to try to rush the ball the whole time.
Yeah, you're not going to mess around too much. So that'll hopefully keep the clock moving, and we can beat the raindrops. I know that there's some lightning down in the Appleton Fox Cities area that's delaying some kickoff times for at least 7:15, I think they're looking at. So hopefully you can stick with us. We've got a nice viewing audience checking us out on postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com. By the way, a big thank you to our sponsor, Verlo Mattress Factory of Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and Sturgeon Bay. Their craftsmen manufacture your bed on site with unmatched quality and customer service. Be sure to stop in today for their mega mattress clearance sale.
Let me tell you something. I really like that West De Pere is announcing their players. You see this, Brett?
One by one.
Yes, I like this.
Instead of the team.
I think that's gotten a little too commonplace, the whole announcing as the team aspect, and I don't know how much that really does to foster team unity.
When my oldest played, it was always announced player by player.
Right, and I in some ways wish they'd go back to that. I think teams are all kind of like following the herd there in that respect. One team started doing that, and everybody kind of did it.
Week 6 already of the regular season.
You're still in shorts.
Heck yeah. It's toasty up here.
So is Rosie. Yeah, it is a little warmer than I thought it'd be.
2/3 of the regular season almost complete. That's hard to believe. Only 3 more regular season games to go. Not sure yet what we're going to do next week. I got a couple ideas. We're going to keep that tentative. But who knows? Maybe another trip up to the Green Bay area, Ricardo, might be in the offing. We'll find out.
Just want to let everyone know that Brett is the mastermind behind that scheduling. So if you don't like it, blame him.
Well, I think we've had some pretty good games so far this season, boys. Hopefully got another one here tonight. Who could forget that Week 3 matchup, Kimberly and Fond du Lac, that went into overtime. And great, the first time ever streaming a football game here at West De Pere High School. Good to be here, and again, we appreciate all the fine folks. Great people here rolling out the red carpet. And like I said last week, it's fun to kind of check out new places, Ricardo.
I agree.
It's fun to, like earlier this season, Green Bay Preble, we've been to Bayport.
We've been wanting to come here for a while, so it's really nice to head up here.
Fond du Lac last week for a fun one, so we're kind of up and down I-41. And hey, we're USA Today Network Wisconsin. We've been even out to Stevens Point and Gerke Field.
That's
so
true.
We're all over, but tonight West De Pere and Menasha kicks off, and we are underway.
Look out, already a rail popping through past the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's number 24, Sam Momartz, senior.
Nice return for Momartz. They're going to place it at the 36, so good field position for the Phantoms.
Well, number 10, Josh Blount, the amazing thing about him, he's only a junior now. I remember he was on our Varsity Roundtable last year with, I believe, Jake Karczynski right now.
Yeah, so sophomore. I mean, they really, really like him, and he's shown a lot of leadership capabilities early on.
Heck of an athlete. I believe a baseball recruit going to Illinois State, and one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the state, and he's keeping it right away, and Menasha bottles him up, but not before he picks up 2 or 3 yards. But, yeah, Jake Karczynski now at Iowa. And, of course, one number to keep an eye on for the Phantoms is number 78, Kerry Kadonko, a 6'5 senior, 285-pound tackle, and a preferred walk-on, right, Ricardo, with the University of Wisconsin?
Yes. And bright future for him, I think. He has the frame to really put on some muscle.
Oh, Momarts, but good job by that Blue Jays defense. Fast, quick, athletic, and number 4 getting out there pretty fast. Mac Augustine, a senior defensive back, tripping up Momarts. So 3rd and about 5 coming up right now for West Appear.
Really like so far the start for Menasha's defense. You know, sometimes you come into these games, especially coming off last year's loss, Brett, and maybe, you know, there's some butterflies, and how are we going to do sometimes the first drive sets the tempo, but so far their defense has done pretty well. 3rd down and 5 here for West Appear.
Blount going to keep it on a sweep, trying to get around that edge. Nope. Oh, yeah. Oh, he stopped short. And you can see that Blue Jay sideline clapping. Thought he maybe had a little bit of a seam to squirt through to get that first down, but he stopped a few yards shy.
Yeah, Brett, you know, there's just a mass of humanity going up. It kind of looked at the student body right there for a little bit. Just a mass of humanity going to the right side of the line of scrimmage for West Appear. But good job by the Menasha defense to come up big, Brett. Only a yard gain on that, or 2-yard gain.
Forcing a 3-and-out right out of the chute. So you can see the athleticism and the quickness of the Blue Jays. And, you know, that's always been a staple, of course, both sides. But, you know, Jeremy Korth, hey, this program wasn't that long ago when they won a state championship into Division II level. So looks like Menasha might drop down to Division III. But
that's
these
an interesting storyline in itself, Brett.
These are 2 Division II, I'm going to say, powers for the time being. Good coverage by the punt unit. And are they calling a fumble? I think so. West Appear thinks they've got it, and they do. Huge turnover, Ricardo, right out of the chute. Brady Gergella, number 8, he was fielding the punt. I thought he was down, but there was a whole bunch of orange and black shirts down there. Gergella had nowhere to go, and ball squirts out. Look at this, inside the 20, ball at the 19-yard line. So already the first big break for West Appear.
And now, so right now Menasha just took a punch in the mouth. Now they're going to see how you react to this, because all the momentum right now on the Phantom side. First down and 10 at the 19.
Momarts.
Lots of room, Brett.
Yeah,
way too much room.
Just pushed out. Looks like at the 2-yard line. So great job blocking. A lot of space for Momarts, and you can see his speed as he got around the left side.
17-yard gain for Momarts, but we'll see if this penalty is going to pay off, or not penalty, turnover, I should say, for West Appear.
Now keep in mind, as I said, Kerry Kadonko, the preferred walk-on recruit at UW-Madison, number 78, he lines up on that left side. So I guess you're going to see a whole bunch of runs that way as you're going to use that big body. First and goal at the 2. And he's in. That's number 30, Cody Cavill, senior fullback, giving some love for the fullback. 2 yards, Ricardo. And just like that, capitalizing on the miscue, West Appear strikes first.
Hey, got to give credit to West Appear for getting that takeaway, number 1, and number 2, just driving it right down the field from the 19 to get that to punch that one in to get an early lead.
Kick sails through for the Phantoms, and as we take a look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard, West Appear up 7-0 here in the early stages of this opening quarter. So taking advantage of the miscue, that just, that's a little adversity already for the Blue Jays. They look great to get the 3-and-out, force the punt, and then the muff on the punt, short field, 19 yards. Or I should say ball spotted at the 19-yard line, and what was it, 2 plays and they're in?
That's right, and Momarts had the big run to get it down to the 2. And for West De Pere, I mean, that's got to feel good. I mean, it's one thing to get takeaways, Brett. It's another thing to punch them in and to make the opposing team pay. So now they got Menasha a little bit, got them reeling a little bit, I should say. Big takeaway for the West De Pere special teams.
Sawyer Grovogel, the senior kicker for the Phantoms.
Well, if you're Menasha, let's see how you react here. What's your response right now? You kind of had an unfortunate turnover. You're down 7-0. You're in the Phantoms' house. And it's probably the last thing you wanted to see was to be down so early, but it's only one score, and Menasha, as we know, lots of offensive weapons.
Well, and two of them back to field. Now, Brady Dredell also back to receive the kick along with Tyler Rail, so two really good athletes with some speed. And ball security now, I'm sure something even more of a focus for Jeremy Korth and the staff with the Blue Jays.
The ball having a little problem staying on the tee there as they've had to place it on there a couple of times. But they got it squared away.
Yeah, two fantastic coaches, of course, Jeremy Korth and Jack Batten. What a job he's done here.
Very short kickoff,
the
BC.
Phantoms, yeah.
Goes right out of bounds.
So penalty and good field position coming up for the Blue Jays as we finally get to see Cole Pope and Tyler Rail and those weapons take the field for the first time tonight.
Rail and Pope, they're cops. Sounds like some sort of sitcom, right, Rosie? Right out of the 80s.
I think Rosie about ready to punch me. I keep bumping into him.
Don't get Rosie ticked off because, yeah, he's all right, though. He had the big taco. So he's all right.
Yeah, he's feeling good, right? He's got a belly full of food. I keep trying to nudge him and get some get my eyes on in the window here, but his camera work is far more important than what I'm seeing. So ball at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up for the Blue Jays. Down 7-0, 9:32 to play.
Battle of Bay Conference unbeatens, Brett. This is the heavyweight match we've all been waiting for.
And Pope going to swing it right away. And Gergella has it, makes it one defender miss. Boy, quickly coming in, but a good start, good gain. I think they're going to give him 6. Ball's going to be at the 41-yard line, so a good way to start that offense for Ricardo. A swing pass, kind of expecting see that rushing attack. I guess that's really just as good of a run, getting one of your athletes in space, making a defender miss, and a good pickup.
Yeah, high percentage throw. So it's just something to get things going on the right track for the Menasha offense. They got some big guys up front too now, BC. So one thing that Menasha has, they've always had some pretty good offensive line play. We'll see how that figures on here in the game.
Pope hands off to Rail and brought down, I think, maybe a yard. Not only is this one of the top games of the night in the entire state, but this game also features 2 of Ricardo's Elite 11 performers. Of course, we mentioned Kerry Kadanko of West De Pere, the outstanding offensive lineman, but Cole Pope, the Blue Jays quarterback, also on your team.
That's right. Now it is a senior-only all-star team, if you were, like a preseason.
And includes the entire Fox Valley.
It does include the Fox Valley, all the way down to Fond du Lac and all the way up here to the Green Bay area. We're proud to have that be the case as Rail stopped short, Brett.
He's going to be about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy. So it looked like maybe he had something, but that West De Pere defense so sturdy against the run, so sturdy against really anything, is going to force, I would imagine, the Blue Jays to send out their punt unit. Let's see what Jeremy Korth wants to do. I think they're talking it over, and it looks like right now the offense is going to stay on the field.
Pope may do the kicking, though, the punting, so we'll see. Sometimes they do that little extended, but Brett, look at this, Brett. They're doing the is this the wow? No. For a second there, I thought that was Pope going far side. Now they're switching over
Pope
to the punt.
Pope drops back to punt. What happened to the days of just coming out and lining up? Whoa, nearly blocked.
Yeah,
Pope gets
just
off.
Got that off.
A good punt. It's going to be inside the 30-yard line. So it's up to the Blue Jays now defensively to get another stop. Already down 7-0 as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard.
What were you asking about, Brett? A good old-fashioned, what was that?
Pardon me?
You're talking about whatever happened to the good old-fashioned.
Oh, just going out and lining up the punt.
I know, because now they do the rugby thing.
Oh, it's all like lining up and moving around and stuff and all this trickery.
I know it's only 7:22 left here in the first quarter, but do you feel like this is an important series already defensively for Menasha?
I do, but I do think that the Blue Jays defense is very confident knowing that they had a 3-and-out to start this game, and it's pretty tough. The defense was put in a bad spot, short field, after the miscue on the punt, and I think the defense is feeling pretty good about itself after that first real true series, I guess. But we'll see. Let's see if the adjustments are made. You know how football is, Ricardo. It's always a chess game of tinkering with this, messing with that, and both sides trying to adjust to the other.
Defensive line is going to be key as we have a first down and 10 situation from the 28.
Blount got a blocker in front of him. And a good run by the junior quarterback. And talking about that Elite 11 team, as Blount looks like he's got 9 on that gain. I'm guessing he's going to be probably on your Elite 11 next year.
I don't think it's too much of a stretch of the imagination to see him on that team.
Well, you look at Josh Blount. He is the reigning Bay Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Last year, almost 1,500 yards rushing, 24 touchdowns. Also threw for nearly 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. So
a lot to like.
One of the top dual threat quarterbacks in the state, and again, an Illinois State baseball recruit.
Second down and a short 3 as finding a first down near the 40. Trying to catch that number.
Yeah, that's David Vanderlot, number 28, the junior running back, 5'10", 170 pounds. So they'll mix it up between Vanderlot and Mo Martz. We saw Cody Cavell, the fullback, getting the touchdown.
5-yard gain for Vanderlot. First down and 10, right short of the 40 for West Appear. Already leading 7-0 on your Verlo mattress scoreboard. Blount.
Vanderlot again.
Few yards on that, but if you're Menasha's defense, you can expect to see a heavy dose of the run game. Now, they got some big kids up front, too. Cullen Quick, that standout wrestler, Brett, is one of the big guys up front, along with Eli Williams.
Actually, a senior defensive back, Kaiser Vandaloo, number 23, in on the tackle, taking advantage of some of the blockers, those big guys up front engaging with. So you see those defensive backs shooting the gaps and trying to bring down whoever's carrying the ball for Coach Batten. This time it's Blount. He keeps it.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Lots of room.
Yeah,
if you would have kept it outside, Brett.
Good job by Gergella, kind of setting that edge and forcing Blount to go back inside. I thought he was going to bounce it outside and maybe hit that far rail, and he might have been off to the races. So
I thought Miles Teskey did a good job, Brett, of bringing down Blount. And makes it a 3rd and short.
Yeah, near midfield. So here's an opportunity for the Blue Jays defensively to get off the field and force a West Appear punt. Although you sometimes wonder with the coaches nowadays that you're getting near midfield, this might be 4-down territory, especially with the defense the Phantoms have.
That's true.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
him
a first down. Yeah,
through.
that's Cavell. So Cavell bulldozing his way forward, nothing fancy, and heck, the Packers could have used Cavell in maybe one of those 1-yard runs, 1-yard opportunities last night. 4 passes, Ricardo.
Well, wasn't it 8 total from, if you count the other drive that ended?
Yeah, wasn't that about the 3-yard line? I think.
Yeah, that's 8 times within the 5-yard line. Brett, sometimes you got to have power football. You got to have it sometimes.
Yeah, these two teams play power football. A lot of rushing attempts tonight
nice
as Cavell, big hole, trying to strip the ball. He spins his way forward for a few more yards, and a good start on that first down play.
Yeah, 6-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 4 from the 42, but a nice drive so far by West Appear. Nice and methodical. It started at the 28.
Cavell, a 5'11", 225-pound fullback and linebacker, and he's just kind of a meat and potatoes type of football player. Burrows his head down, covers that football with 2 arms, and he's going forward.
He just looks like a fullback, doesn't he, Rosie? 2nd down and 4 from the 42 for West Appear. Blount, he's taking himself.
Yeah, squirts ahead for a couple more yards, so 3rd and 2 coming up again. Ball's going to be spotted right at the 40.
Again, this is what West De Pere wants, though. Nice, manageable downs.
Controlling the clock, possessing the football, keeping
down and two, and tiring out that Menasha defense.
And keeping a great offense off the field. It's going to be interesting. We mentioned it a little bit a little while ago about how is this going to shape up in the playoffs. Now, we're used to seeing Menasha in Division II, but Ricardo's looking right now.
Yeah.
They're going to drop to Division III. Can you imagine the Blue Jays now going down to D3?
Incredible scenario if that's the case for the Blue Jays. But I'll tell you what, West De Pere kind of is right on the edge too. So
Vanderlot with the carry.
It always depends on how many teams in Division I make it, and kind of does a domino effect. First down and 10 at the 35 for Menasha. Again, this started at the 28. Ninth play of the drive already, Brett.
And another fresh set of downs coming for this very big and powerful West De Pere offense. There's a fake, and Blount's going to go back. He's got time. Looking downfield. He's got his receiver. Touchdown! Is that 35 yards?
Yup. 35 to number 31. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Aaron Wagner, a junior wide receiver, got past his defender, and Blount doing a good job. Great protection. And threw a nice rainbow to Wagner in the middle of the end zone for the 35-yard score.
Brett, when you run the ball that well, that sets up that beautifully. And this is just textbook stuff here. This isn't anything that Menasha doesn't know, Brett. But what can you do when the ground game is turning out those 4 or 5 yard gains every play seemingly? That brings up those linebackers. You gotta really pay attention to the run, and that leaves that back end pass up on the top, right there for the taking.
14-0 now. West De Pere with a big strike, 35-yard hookup. Blount to Wagner. As we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard, 3:01 still remaining in the first quarter, but now it's kind of you feel like it's teetering a little bit if you're the Blue Jays.
I mean, yeah, there's 3:01 left in the first quarter, but you're right, Brad. We talked about this being a very important series for the defense just because of momentum. And this is something West De Pere has done in many instances is go up big. Now, Menasha, that's not the case. They haven't been the case where they've been down by 2 touchdowns like this.
No, as I said, coming in, what was the Blue Jays had allowed 47 points so far on the season. Of course, looking at the Blue Jays schedule, they blanked Wapaka in week 1, 30-0. Week 2, they took on Kingsford, Michigan in a non-conference game. That was a 34-0 victory. Took it to Xavier in week 3, 49-21. Seymour gave them a pretty good battle in week 4. That was a 22-12 victory for the Blue Jays. And then last week, 35-14 victory over New London.
Good to see our buddy Ken the official is watching our game and the Brewers game. He had the 2 TV set up there, BC.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Oh, what a touchdown saving tackle. Who was that?
Number 25 for West De Pere. Looks like Caden Kosabaki. Hopefully I'm saying that right. A junior tripped up Gergella. Gergella I thought was gone.
Well, that would have been exactly what Menasha needed. But they do have great field position. So it's imperative that Menasha get something going here on offense. Just to flip field position and make this tough for the West De Pere offense. 1st and 10 at the 44 for the Blue Jays. Hope lots of time, Brett. And trying to go deep but not being able to hit a receiver.
That was a good coverage downfield, too, by those West De Pere defensive backs. Not a whole lot of options for Pope. But he had time. He had time to throw. He had time to survey and look downfield. So 2nd down and 10, ball at the 44 coming up for Pope and the Blue Jays.
Well, maybe we'll have Ken the official. We'll need him sometime during this game to kind of give us some clarification on some of these calls. As Brett is already still hot about what happened yesterday at the Packer game with those pass interference calls.
I think
non-calls. Sorry.
Non-Green Bay observers are wondering what the heck's going on. Wow, Rail somehow broke that tackle, and he's going to make something out of nothing there. I thought he was going to be dropped.
Oh, and there's a flag.
15 more yards coming up.
And that was well-deserved because the West Appear defender pushed Rail as he was already out of bounds by a good 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the West Appear assistant coaches, and he just kind of, like, what are you doing out there? We got momentum. It's all on our side here. Now you're going to give him 15 more free yards after some shenanigans there on the far sideline. Officials are going to talk things over, and we'll see the call here, and there is the personal foul call.
And that's going to take it inside the 40, Brett. They'll be near the 35-yard line.
Yeah, a very interesting time in the NFL, Ricardo. We were talking about it before we went on air here or online. NFL's getting tough to watch.
But you still watch it.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem with everybody. Everybody complains, but then they still tune in on Thursdays and Sundays and Mondays.
And I know Ken's watching the NFL because his Lions are 2-0-1. Right?
Yeah, so everybody complains, but all the owners and Roger Goodell are all snickering because the
product's so popular.
Yeah.
First down at 10 at the 35 is Rail. Hey, look
Good.
out!
Oh boy, great run using his blocker on the left side. I didn't see who had the key block, but it was on the left side of the line. Rail getting low. Found a nice opening and a great run. 1st and 10 coming up as the Blue Jays now on the move. Ball at the 21.
14-yard gain for Rail, and Brett, big hole for him to run through.
Well, and this is a big answer here for the Blue Jays.
They need this.
Taking
they
advantage.
can come away with a touchdown. They feel a lot better about themselves.
Yeah,
Brett.
and taking advantage also, Ricardo, of that personal foul call. So 15 free yards tacked on this drive. And let's see what Pope calls. And Rail has it again. Little stutter step and weaves his way forward for a few. Nice facility here. Real nice setting back here right along the some neighborhoods. And good to be here. I've really enjoyed, again, as I said, checking out some of the fields up here in the Green Bay area. We've been to Fond du Lac now a number of years, and Titan Stadium. We've done some games down there in Oshkosh, but it's been fun to get to know some of the folks up here in the Green Bay area. And
I really like Notre Dame's field too. I know we did.
Yeah,
a game
we
there
did
last
that
year.
a few years ago, actually. Yeah.
Lots of run.
Stiff arm.
Lots
He's got
of
the
room.
first down inside the 10, down to about the 8. Now let's see where they spot it. Ball's going to be at the 8. 1st and goal coming up. Nice little stiff arm by the quarterback.
10-yard gain for Pope. But Brett, field goals will not do here. You need a touchdown.
Yeah, and it always gets a little tough when
yes.
you get inside the 10, right? Near that goal line, everything's condensed. Not a lot of wiggle room, but I don't think the Blue Jays are going to do much fancy stuff here, Ricardo. I think they're just going to ground and pound and try to punch it across the goal line and make it a one-score game.
3 receivers set for Menasha. Pope.
He's looking. No, I think he's looking to throw. Oh, wow.
Dangerous throw.
Looked like the intended target was number 1. Let me see if I can get a name on that. Jay Pulowski, a senior wide receiver. Need some lights on in this press box. Getting pretty tough.
Second down, goal to goal. From the 8 for Menasha. They're down 14-0 on your Verlo Mattress scoreboard with a minute left here in the first quarter. I say give it to Rail.
And he has it. Oh, big hole near the goal line. It looks like 3rd and goal coming up. Ball is going to be at the 2.
Either way, a nice run by Rail. Brings up a 3rd and goal to goal from the 2.
4-down territory without a doubt
absolutely.
for Jeremy Korth as the clock running here. Probably get one more play before the end of the quarter.
That's where you tell your big guys up front, this is why you lift all them weights. Work so hard in the offseason. If you can't punch it in from 2 yards out, come on. West Appear crowd getting into it. 3rd down, goal to goal from the 2. Whoa, the snap a little funky.
Oh, let's see. Pope's.
Wow.
He's in. He slithers his way across. I thought he was going to be stopped short.
The snap was a little off, Brett, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was kind of disjointed, but a good job by the quarterback there for the Blue Jays to wiggle his way across the goal line. A 2-yard plunge and a big answer for Menasha.
A much needed answer. And again, that penalty really providing a bit of a jump start to this Blue Jays offense. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter at PC Ricardo. Brett's at PC Brettsy. Don't forget my man Rosie at Metal Rosie. Twitter, our favorite social media. We try to update you as often as we can. And also, don't forget to check out scores. If you do the hashtag HSSWI, you should be able to get some area scores as well.
Josh Jones, the senior kicker for the Blue Jays, punching that through the uprights. And as we take a look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard here in the late stages of the opening quarter, 14.5 seconds to go. A big touchdown march by the Blue Jays, and it's 14-7. Phantoms with the lead. Yeah, give us, you always like doing those shout-outs, Ricardo. If folks tweet us at PC Ricardo, at PC Brettsy, at Metal Rosie, tweet us where you're watching the big game tonight.
This is the biggest game in the state, in my opinion.
Well, I think that Waukesha Catholic Memorial and Muskego, boy. You come on now.
First off,
listen.
Waukesha Catholic Memorial is Division III team, aren't they?
Well, so is Menasha.
Right, I know, but Muskego is a Division I team. That's 2 divisions higher. I mean, come on. Muskego should win that game.
No
I don't
difference.
care how good Catholic Memorial
difference
is.
when like a Notre Dame and a Bayport would square off.
Exactly. My point is that I would call a bigger game when the 2 teams are closer in enrollment size.
Here's my thing with you. You're kind of doing what you kind of criticize the folks down in the southeastern part of the state. You're just sort of poo-pooing anything that's going on down there.
Yes.
As they do up here.
Exactly. An eye for an eye, Brett. My right, Rhodes, you got to stick up for our area kids, right?
Here's a big game just down the road, about 20 miles away. Little Chute, Wrightstown, no score after one quarter. Green Bay Preble up 7-0 over Green Bay Southwest in the FRCC.
Penalty on Menasha here as we'll see where they place the ball. We're nearing the end here of the first quarter, 14.5 seconds left.
Muskego up 7-0 over Catholic Memorial, by the way. That was an early first quarter score. Now that's 14-0 actually through the end of one. Muskego, the defending Division I state champions and ranked number 1. I know you dispute that. We'll talk about some of that here in a halftime, I guess. But
Brett, we're going to do a re-kick here. .5 seconds left in the first quarter. Nice game so far, Brett. I was hoping Menasha could be able to answer because the last thing we need is we don't need a blowout here. We need a nice competitive game, Brett.
Kind of interesting when you think about our USA Today Network Wisconsin teams. Well, we could have a lot of representation in the state finals. I'm just thinking, it's not out of the. It's not far-fetched to think Menasha could be in the Division III championship. West Pier could be in the Division II. Bayport, Fondy, or Kimberly could be in Division I. Division IV, you could see a Freedom, a Wrightstown maybe squeeze through.
Division V, Stratford, or St. Mary Springs, or both.
Yeah, or Amherst.
Division VI. That one might be the one where we might not have a team. Division VII, of course, Hilbert and Edgar.
Yeah, so it's starting to get down to the nitty-gritty here as we're going to get through the 2/3 of the way through the season, and those final 3 weeks are going to really set things up for the playoff seedings, and then
best part of the year, Brett. I love football playoffs.
Yep.
I know you're a big fan of basketball, and I am too. But
no, I am. That is my favorite sport. I will fully admit that. But I do enjoy coming out and doing these football games, especially when you get into October and then you switch over to November, and we're going to be at Titan Stadium probably for the state semifinals. And it's going to be freezing cold, and there'll be no shorts wearing that night.
Nope. 8.1 seconds left here in the first quarter as West Pier first down and 10 from the 33 as Blount.
He's got it. Well, good job by the Blue Jays.
Excellent defense.
Really stringing it out.
Blount actually did a good job of getting something out of nothing, Brett. That's up to the 36.
Yeah, it was a team effort by the Blue Jays defensively. But again, number 4, Matt Augustine, the senior defensive back, really the first one to kind of set that edge and push him outside. And then a whole bunch of teammates came through to give him a hand. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. (14-7), the Phantoms with the lead as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard. Both teams going to switch sides and talk things over. Actually, give Blount credit. I think he ran. They're going to give him, a 4-yard run, 2nd and 6 coming up.
What it comes down to, Brett, is can Menasha's defense slow down West Pier? No one has been able to do that this season. You might need a break here or there. You might need a fumble or something like that to kind of short-circuit a West Pier drive because it's hard not to imagine West Pier putting up a fair number of points. On the other end, can their offense match West Pier in a possible shootout? So a couple of question marks here for Menasha. We'll see if they can answer them.
So ball will be at the 36-yard line of West Appear to open this second quarter. 2nd and 7 officially, so a 3-yard gain on that run by Josh Blount. I'd have to get West Appear on at some point on the Varsity Roundtable, maybe. Menasha.
Possibly, yes.
We just had Freedom Football on Wednesday night. You know what I like is when you got the kids clamoring to be on the show.
Love it. 2nd and a short 7 for West Appear.
Vanderlot.
Woo, put his head down.
Yeah, he's an interesting story. David Vanderlot, a junior running back for the Phantoms. Now, last year, he broke his collarbone in the 4th quarter of a first-round playoff victory over Anigo. So, showing no fear in lowering that shoulder and taking on some hits, but definitely one of the key pieces in this rushing attack by West Appear.
3rd down, Brett, and a long 4 for the Phantoms. So a very critical down here for Menasha.
Jet sweep coming, and there's the handoff. Is that Momart getting strung along, and he's got the first down. Kind of just using his blockers. Kind of again, a sweep coming off the other side of the formation. Sam Momart's a senior running back, 5'9", 170 pounds, using those teammates in front of him, pushing his way forward, and a big first down on a 3rd down call.
You know, sometimes for running backs, that's the toughest thing to do, Brett, is just to be patient and let the holes develop, especially on plays like that are a bit slow developing.
Yeah, trust your teammates to get out in front of you. It's a lot easier to run with guys blocking for you than trying to do it yourself. 1st and 10 coming up for the Phantoms. Blount, he's got it.
Oh,
he's
nice.
Making guys miss. Brought down by number 23 of the Blue Jays.
Good job by the Menasha defense to keep that just a short gain, 2-yard gain for Blount.
Yeah, Kaiser Vanderloo again, the senior defensive back, getting in there and pushing Blount out of bounds, 2-yard pickup.
Although the unfortunate turnover for Menasha, Brett, I think the defense has been playing about, what you'd expect from Menasha. They're competing now. Stamina might come into play because a lot of them do play 2 ways. See how that affects them into the second half. 2nd down and 8 for West Appear.
Blount, good fake.
That faked me out, Brett.
Yeah, and he's got the first down. I think he faked the Jays out. Gergella finally bringing him out, but Blount, good job with ball deception, showing the wheels, getting around the edge. Hard to believe he's only a junior.
Yeah, 9-yard gain for Blount. Can do everything. One of the top quarterbacks in the area. Make it a name for himself as possibly one of the best in the state in terms of overall playmaking ability. 1st down and 10 at the 43, Brett.
I was going to say, if you're Jack Batten, you're thinking, I get him another year,
right.
too. Oh, good little design there is that's number 28, Vanderlot.
Again, a very consistent churning ground game, Brett. They're not breaking big runs, but in some ways, this death by 1,000 cuts is even worse than a big gain, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think
it
you're
keeps
right.
your offense off the field.
Well, I think you're right, too, as far as the Blue Jays going to wear them down and throughout the course of this game. So, ball at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 7 coming up for West Appear. Blount's going to keep it, looking at that right side, and finally brought down. I think the Phantom fans thinking there might be a face mask there.
And I think it was Gergella had him around the shoulder pads, Brett.
Also, Dylan Hippus, a senior linebacker, number 5 for the Blue Jays, coming in on that tackle as well. So here's another 3rd down now.
Well, is a player down? What's going on down here? Okay, no, that was just them in a little bit of a huddle. Ball's going to be placed just shy of the 38 of Menasha.
Yeah, and Blue Jays going to burn a timeout to talk things over defensively. First timeout of the game, either side, so 9:16 to play, and a big 3rd down coming up. Again, I think this is now 4-down territory, so a chance for the Blue Jays, though, to make at least West Appear think about things and setting up a 4th down call.
It'll be 3rd down and 5 for West Appear when action resumes. And, you're talking about 4-down territory. I don't think it can be anything other than that. I think Coach Batten is pretty happy with how his defense is playing.
Here's another interesting score. Manawa, early second quarter score. Manawa 13, Iola Scandinavia zip.
Iola's really struggling this year, Brett.
Thunderbirds might not even make the playoffs.
Will not make the playoffs, it appears.
How about this? Berlin taking it to Winneconne tonight. Berlin up 14-0 with 9:31 to play in the second quarter. Joe Stelmacher doing some nice things with his alma mater, Berlin. Former Badger. I believe he was a safety, defensive back anyway, and nice track program, too, he's got.
3rd down and 5 for West Pier. Now, if you're Menasha,
Brewers up 1-0, Ricardo, sorry.
You need to at least hold them here, or even better, somehow force a turnover. Oh, and there's a movement. And the West Pier assistant coaches
beside
the booth
themselves
are not happy. Those mental errors. That'll push it back to the 43 and make it a 3rd and a short 10.
We'll call it 3rd and long, though. These are the 3rd and longs that coaches don't want, right? A little bit trickier. Percentages go down as far as picking these this down and distance up.
Yeah, fortuitous event here for Menasha, but can they take advantage of this?
And maybe now, in this instance, if they're stopped, perhaps a punt coming. We'll see. Blount, he's going to go. He's going to take it. And that's going to be close. Nope, he's going to be short by a couple of yards. A good run. Took off. Saw the middle of the field open. Pretty good awareness, though, by the Blue Jays to close quickly. So 4th and 2 now. Ball at the 35-yard line. And looks like West Pier for sure will go for this. Here's an interesting thing, though. Ball's spotted, so there's you got to get to the huddle now and then to the line. I'm wondering if West Pier is going to maybe burn a timeout here, too.
Or maybe try to get Menasha to go off sides and get a free 1st down.
Yeah, they got the snap off. Cabell pushing his way. Ooh, let's see. I think he got it. He just burrows down and goes right up the gut. And it is a 1st down.
Needed 2, and he got 3.
Yeah, nothing fancy there.
Ball's at the 32.
Fullback getting a little love, right?
That's good to see. Not enough fullbacks get carries nowadays.
Never understood the trend why. I know that you want more spread offenses, but come on.
11th play of the drive coming up, Brett.
And look at the clock, just keeps running.
Power formation for West Pier.
Cabell again. Oh, nice run, spinning his way, and that's a good pickup, at least 5 yards. Ball near the 25. We'll call it the 26-yard line. 2nd and 4.
Yeah. I mean, this drive started the last few plays of the 1st quarter, Brett. Now we're nearing the 7:25 mark in the 2nd quarter. On your Burlow Mattress scoreboard, another power formation for the Phantoms. Momart's in motion, and going the other way is Blount.
That's
inside
another
the
1st
20.
down, yeah, to the 19. That's a nice offensive line. They're just getting out on the move. They have some speed. They're athletic. They're strong. They don't mind running those sweeps and getting those guys out in space.
I added a false start. So actually, this is the 12th play of the drive, Brett.
Vanderlot to the 15, so 4 yards for the junior running back.
Menasha's trying to rotate in defensive linemen here, Brett, and other defensive players, because it's,
Again, gas.
creeping death, right, Rosie? To use a Metallica tune. 15-yard line will bring up 2nd down and 6 for West Pier.
Oh, good fake.
Oh,
Blount,
yeah, Blount.
wide open on the left side, and he's going to squeeze his way through and in. Is that 15 yards?
It is.
Good ball fake. Boy, did he have a whole bunch of green in front of him when he took off. Wow.
Thirteen play, 77-yard drive, Brett.
Grovogel in for the PAT. Punches it through. And as we looked at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard with 6:05 to play here in the second quarter, West Appear back up by 2 scores. They're up 21-7. So 2 rushing scores for the Phantoms, also a 35-yard pass from Blount to Aaron Wagner. That's Blount's first rushing score, so he's done it through the air now with his legs. The other score, a 2-yard run by Cavill with 9:32 to play in the opening quarter. 21-7 is the lead. Menasha's score was a 2-yard touchdown run from quarterback Cole Pope in the waning moments of the opening quarter. 2 unbeaten teams, 2 state-ranked teams. Really wish the Associated Press would go to the 7-division state poll.
Why don't you start voting in it, Brett, and then you can maybe
They're not going to listen to me.
start complaining.
They're not going to listen to me. You don't get a true representation of how good these teams are in their respective divisions, and pretty good field position now for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, right out to the 40. 6 minutes left.
Number 88 for Menasha. I believe that was Miles Teskey, a junior. Plays linebacker and tight end for Jeremy Korth. You know, and here's an opportunity maybe to go 2 for 1 if you're the Blue Jays. Make a nice drive here, score late in the first half, late in the second quarter, and I believe they open the second half, Ricardo, with the ball.
But it's imperative that they do something with
Yeah,
this.
you cannot be. Yeah, you got to get.
Don't
You got to
give it to him again.
Exactly. Nice sustained drive as Pope with the fake. He's going to try to get around. Stiff arms his way. Nice job. Good strength by the quarterback. And second down coming up. Yeah, you don't want to go 3 and out here.
I think there was a hole that opened within the tackles, but that closed right away, and he had to bounce it outside, Brett. So second down and 7 for Pope and company.
You look at Pope, very thin build, but strong. He's not afraid to use that stiff arm. We've seen that here a couple times now tonight.
He's back to throw.
Looking, he's got time over the middle. Jurgella.
Wow. Wide open.
Yeah, good, just confident throw. Steps right into it. Great protection up front. He had time.
Certainly did.
And in West Appear territory, ball at the 42-yard line.
15-yard gain on that pass play to Jurgella.
You're the Blue Jays, no rush, plenty of time here.
Oh, yeah. They have 2 timeouts.
West Appear fans in front of us trying to get the defense cranked up here on this first down play as Pope going to step back again, going deep downfield. He's got a receiver. Jurgella, it's in.
Wide open, Brett. That was
42 yards.
He was open from about 10 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Speed.
What a throw, too, Brett. Nice. Rainbow throw from Pope. Right on the mark. And that's what I'm talking about, where Menasha can answer very quickly.
Athletes, right?
Well, absolutely. Up and down the roster. They've always had athletes, so since Korth took over.
Now, beautiful throw, excellent route, good speed. Rainbowed it right to Jurgella, but again, give the big boys up front time because Pope had time to wait for Jagella to beat the defender, and help was late getting over, and just like that, we've got a one-score game. 21-14, the Phantoms with the lead. 5:15 to play here in the second quarter as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard.
Brett, that was a 3-play, 45-second drive that went 60 yards.
Well, the good news if you're the Blue Jays is you scored a quick touchdown. I'm sure the defensive guys are saying, hey, come on now.
Trying to take a breather here.
Yeah, I want some water. I want to catch my breath here. They'll always take the score, but we got a good one here at West Appear. 2 unbeatens. This is what we wanted. That's why we're here. Actually, a pretty good media contingency out here. A couple TV stations. I know you saw your friend Ryan Rodig of WFRV. You appear on his show on Saturday nights on occasion.
We're trying to get him up here, but he has to climb some a ladder.
Yeah, I appreciate my name was said right this last time.
Yeah.
That's because you said it.
Right. Well, you are my fellow live stream partner.
You even got Rosie a mention, too.
I did.
Which he most definitely deserves. Berlin now on top, 22-0.
Wow.
But this is a good one here. 21-14, a 42-yard pass from Pope to Jagella. 3-play, 60-yard drive, was it?
Yes.
And now the kickoff coming. And a nice return, as you can hear the folks in front. That was, well, let's see. Was there something going on there? I heard the fans kind of thought maybe there was something going on, but I don't see any. Oh, there is a flag on the play. Is there another?
Yeah, we'll see what this is about.
And a personal foul, face mask. So tack on 15 more. That was Gyrese Goodman, a sophomore, I believe, number 32, showing his wheels.
That's going to take it just near midfield, right at the 50.
So great field position now on the return. It was a nice return to begin with, and tack on 15 more. So both sides with some inopportune personal foul calls.
First down and 10 at the 50 for Blount.
Momarts has it. Oh, big block on the right side. But good job still by the Blue Jays. Only 1 yard, but there's some hitting going on down there, Ricardo.
What I really like is the way Menasha's defense flowed to the ball carrier. They limited the gain to just 1 yard.
Yeah, and really plugged any sort of gap there. You know, Momarts was looking for that last cut, but it just wasn't there. Too many white shirts in the way, so just a 1 yard pickup. 2nd and 9 coming up. Clock stopped at 5:03 to go here in the second quarter. Blount, he's just going to keep it on a sweep. Not a whole lot of room to work, but he still slithers his way.
Got his way.
Yeah. He's working on the short side of the field, too, so not a lot of space, but still gets it inside the 45 down to the 44, so 3rd and manageable coming up for Blount and the offense.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be bottled up near about the 47-yard line, but picked up 3 more yards.
You know, you described him as slippery. I think that's a perfect way to describe him. I mean, he's not trucking these guys. He's just somehow like making his body small enough and gliding through some of these very small openings.
Well, here's an opportunity for the defense. You've been mentioning it here in that last drive to try to get off the field. 3rd down coming up, and here, Kadanko going to the left side, so you know they're going to use that wide side of the field. Here's Blount going to the left. He's got blockers. Oh, good job by the Blue Jays, and they strung him out. He's still got a few yards, but
there's a penalty, though.
Oh, is that going to be a hold?
It might be, because the Menasha defender popped through. Almost blew that play up. I'm going to assume that this is.
Yeah, you're going to push him back, too, because it's 4th and 1 right now, so you can see Jeremy Korth pointing to accept the penalty.
Yes. And the penalty was right at the 47. So it's from the spot of the foul. Right, Ken?
Well, right now the ball is spotted at the 41. There's no way that the Blue Jays are going to accept that penalty or not accept that penalty. And You're going to make it a little bit more difficult here on third down.
And this is where we're talking about, Brett. They need a bit of a break, something to slow that offense down.
And look at where the ball is now in West Appear territory at the 43. So third and
17.
Yeah.
But Blount does have an arm, and he did complete a long touchdown pass. So West Appear can air it out when they want to. Oh, they're missing a guy over here on the near side, Brett. Able to get over there and get it covered.
Blount, no, he's just going to keep it.
Oh,
looking his way through. Watch out. Still on his feet. Oh, wow. I think he got it.
You know, West Appear really does a good job of spreading folks out and then just letting Blount pick his way through.
He got it. The ball had to go to the 40, and they're moving the chains. First down. Third and 17 run, and he picked it up.
That's got to be demoralizing to Menasha.
Menasha thinking with that penalty, they're in great shape. But Blount, again, slithering his way downfield, kind of zigging and zagging, and showing his strength at the end to push some defenders around and pick up that first down. First and 10. Wow.
Clock is ticking near 4 minutes left here on your Verlo Mattress scoreboard. In the first half, with the Phantoms up 1 touchdown over Menasha.
Blount showing off his athleticism too, but also probably Ricardo taking advantage of the fact that the Blue Jays probably expecting him to drop back and throw. So some yards to pick up there with coverage dropping back. And another run as the Blue Jay is now down.
It's one of their big guys up front. That's going to be tough because I'm positive if he might be a two-way player. The ball is located at the 33.
Can't get a number on who's down right now.
See if we can get some additional scores here, BC, from around the area.
Yeah, Clintonville up 7-0 over Green Bay East at the half. So the Truckers trying to pick up a rare victory. And it looks like that is number 34 for Menasha walking off the field. Good to see him up and moving about. That is Jacoby Crum, a senior defensive lineman. Hopefully he's all right and he can get back into this game. Second down now and 3, ball at the 33-yard line. 3:46 remaining.
Kimberly up 7-0. Connor Winnick touchdown over Appleton West, Brett.
Interesting. What is that, an early score?
Yeah, in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, that game was delayed, right, because of
I want to say
rain
yes.
and lightning.
Second down and short for West Appear. That clock keeps ticking.
Cavill, oh boy, sheds one tackler, just powering his way inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's tough trying to tackle that kid, especially if you're a defensive back that gets outweighed by about 40 or 50 pounds. Ball's placed at the 24. So gain of 9 yards.
Rosie over here, I think he's smelling food. I think we lost him, Ricardo.
Uh-oh.
He's going back down for another taco.
That's right.
Blount keeps it. Ooh. Oh, wow.
Still a lot.
Oh, he got out of the tackle, and he's in.
It won't matter. There's a flag on the field. Way back. Oh, it's not a flag. Okay, I thought that was a flag at someone's shoe.
That's 24-yard run. How did he escape that?
Brett, that's just a tired defense. Already that's having an effect on Menasha, Brett.
I didn't see who the defender was who had Blount by the jersey. I thought he was going to finally at least be slowed enough where the defense could bottle him up, but he escaped it, showing his strength again, the junior quarterback. What is that, a 24-yard run?
Yep.
His second rushing touchdown of the night. Kick is up and good.
Well, I guess if there's a little bit of a silver lining for Menasha is that there's plenty of time to do something on offense for themselves. They have 2 timeouts and 2:54 left in the half.
Yeah, as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard, 28-14 now the lead for the Phantoms. That's Blount's second rushing touchdown of the night. He had an earlier one in this quarter with 6:05 remaining, a 15-yard dash to the end zone. Also has a passing touchdown, the 35-yarder to Aaron Wagner. That was late in the first quarter. So Blount doing what we kind of expected out of him.
Yeah, 6 plays, 50 yards for West De Pere.
Late second quarter score, Manoa 20-0 over Iola Scandinavian. How about this? Berlin, 36-0 lead over Winneconne.
Oh, they're going to have to move up in my possibly in my G10 rankings. Right now, I don't even think I have them in the next 10, but after a win over Winneconne, which isn't my next 10, they got to move up, Brett.
Well, Berlin, that game is being covered by a friend of ours, Steve Clark. I believe he's a Berlin graduate, so he's loving that, right?
Absolutely. He will never shut up about his Berlin Indians.
Appleton North and Fond du Lac delayed because of rain and lightning, so it looks like 10 minutes for a restart. There's going to be some late games tonight thanks to Mother Nature. Georgella trying to find an opening, going to kick it outside. He's got space, and there's a flag coming in. It's coming back. That official just whipped the flag down the field, and a big return is going to be negated by the Blue Jays. Holding call, I believe, bringing it back. Oh, block in the back is the call against Menasha. Boy, Georgella had space. Good blocking up front again. But a tough call.
It's going to be way back inside the 30 now. But so a fortuitous kick return is now going to be way back into the inside the 25.
Wow, no, inside the 20. Oh, my goodness, back to the 15-yard line. Oof.
Now block in the back is that 15 yards? Because at the spot foul, it was right at the 34.
Question for Ken.
But, maybe the official just couldn't get it all the way over to where he wanted it.
That was a long throw of the flag as it was.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 at the 15. 2:43 left.
Talk about flipping the field, right?
This is tough. Now, again, Menasha gets the ball to start the second half.
Well, we saw in the last drive they can sling it through the air. As Pope's going to do it again. He's got time, plenty of time. Now he's going to be on the run, throws it, and, I thought he had a receiver open. At that point, it's kind of the scramble drill, and the receivers just start coming back to the football.
Yeah, and Menasha has plenty of time. I know it's 2:36 and they're at their 15, but remember, in high school football, the clock stops after every first down.
Still have 2 timeouts remaining as well.
Pope knows the offense. He's a 2-year starter. So all they got to do is make a couple of connections here. You're at midfield with over a minute left to play, so they got time. 2nd down and 10 from the 15.
Rail. And a good job by that West De Pere defense to corral the very talented running back. Rail, a senior. Kind of a dual threat as well. Very good hands out of the backfield. So 3rd and 5.
3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, yep. Ball at the 19.
Also, what you run the risk of, though, is punting the ball right back to West De Pere, Brett. We know Blount can throw the ball.
Got time, going to swing it over, and he's wide open. Georgella right along the sideline. Soft coverage, and the Blue Jays taking advantage of that, and Georgella wisely gets out of bounds with 1:51 to play.
$11-yard gain from Pope to Georgella. By the way, Ken, the official, is updating the Brewer games. 1-0 Brewers, bottom of the 3rd. My Cardinals, he says, are scoreless against the minor leaguers of the Cubs, top of the 3rd. That'd be embarrassing if they lose against the minor leaguers. Oh, what's Joe Madden doing over there in Chicago?
Well, he's upsetting Brewer fans,
Yes,
so it
he
sounds
is.
like, and he doesn't care. Pope scrambling around, looking for somebody. Fires it out of bounds wisely. And, I thought there was a flag. Nope, I don't see one.
Well, West De Pere is dropping so many back, Brett, so it's tough for Pope to find some open receivers, but
An ability for him, he's a dual threat QB with some speed to take off and run if he's got some green in front of him. Minute 42 to play. 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line for Menasha. Again, thanks to everybody watching live tonight. Postcards.com, GreenBayPressGazette.com, both of our Facebook sites as well. Pope looking, got time, pumps, and now he's on the run and finally brought down, nowhere to throw. Good coverage by the Phantoms defense.
outstanding coverage. West De Pere doing a lot of good things on defense. And now it's at the 34, so 3rd down and 6.
And clock running. What's your play call here? You're going to obviously look downfield. Trying to look at.
I just convert for the 1st down. The clock stops. You have 2 timeouts still. Oh, they'll let Rio run it.
And he's dropped.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would imagine West De Pere is going to burn a timeout to stop the clock.
Two-yard gain for Rio.
And that's exactly what the Phantoms do. So hoping for good field position and maybe a chance, Ricardo, for a quick strike and end the first half with an even larger lead. We'll see.
So that one, the turnover, Brett, on the punt, the muffed punt, kind of looming large here because that would have kept it at a 1-score game for Menasha. Now the danger you run here, Brett, is with 2 timeouts, West De Pere somehow either getting a field goal or another touchdown.
Well, I'm just trying to picture where the punt return man will set up. They're going to have pretty good field position out of this. The ball's at the 36. A chance really to, depending on the return.
Get it to the 45 or almost
I was
to
going
the
to
50.
say near midfield, yeah, with plenty of time and a quick strike offense of its own. Maybe Jake Karchinski is watching tonight from Iowa City. Hey, Jake, let us know what's going to happen here. Come on. Give us a tweet at PC Brettsy, at PC Ricardo. Let us know how your Hawkeyes are doing this season. Jake, one of the good guys that we had on Varsity
he's a good
Roundtable. Yeah, big, strong kid. And Pope, whoa. Good
Just
punt.
got that off.
Good punt.
Oh,
Whoa, look at that.
gorgeous punt.
Nobody
Wow.
back there to receive. Look at that. Going to be
Yeah, would you
right,
call that a Menasha bounce?
I guess, right at the 10. And a lot of time came off the clock as well.
So
Great
how far
punt.
was that punt? Let's see.
Nearly blocked.
.54-yard punt, Brett.
That's J.K. Scott-esque, right? Just without the hang time.
J.K. Scott, man, that guy's been the MVP of the Packers.
Clubhouse Live pal.
He may look 15, but the man can kick.
Yeah, he can.
He was a draft pick, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Just outstanding. Wow. Those are the ones you gotta love when you roll the dice and you draft a puncher and he turns out to be just a stud.
Yeah, you get these fans who are questioning, well, he's flipped field position numerous times, and with the high hang time has bled a lot of time off the clock as well. And I think West De Pere, obviously, with field position, what it is, just content to take it to half with a 2-touchdown lead.
As the final seconds tick off of the first half between West De Pere and Menasha. Phantoms leading the Blue Jays 28-14 on your Verlo Matcher scoreboard. And that is the end of the first half. Very entertaining first half. Both offenses showing some explosiveness. Menasha will get the ball to start the second half. As I update Twitter. Again, I'm at PC Ricardo on Twitter. Don't forget about Rosie at Metal Rosie and Brett at PC Brettsy.
Well, as Ricardo updates his Twitter, it's halftime here. I'm sorry, Ricardo. It's halftime here at West of Pier. And take a look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard. Shows the host Phantoms leading the Blue Jays in this week 6 prep football matchup. Thanks again to our sponsor, Verlo Mattress Factory of Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and Sturgeon Bay. Their craftsmen manufacture your bed on site with unmatched quality and customer service. Stop in today for their mega mattress clearance sale. Also, Verlo Mattress Factories offers free delivery and setup with set purchases, and they can make custom mattresses to fit boats, RVs, semi-trucks, antique beds, and more. Plus, air beds are on sale up to $400 off.
Wow, I really like West of Pier's facilities here.
Yeah, they're nice.
They do a great job. First off, their athletics is fantastic. West of Pier is really competitive in many sports in the Bay. But yeah, haven't been here in a long time, and the field does not disappoint.
No, and it's a relatively new turf field. I actually remember when my oldest ran a middle school track meet here, and it was grass field. So more and more schools getting turf. We talked about that on the R&B show, right? Facilities and
that's right.
You know, it's you
kind of take freedom to task a little bit, my friend.
Well, the overall maybe community, but you know that the school board and a lot of folks hoping that referendum would pass and really upgrade their facilities as well. But you call it an arms race in many, many school districts in northeast Wisconsin. Even look at Kiel. They've got turf now, but not only just the athletic facilities, but the schools themselves. And that's really the most important thing, is you're seeing a commitment to education by a number of community members around the Fox Valley.
I think Kimberly up 14-0 now over Appleton West. Wennick another touchdown.
Kimberly surviving last week, Ricardo, that thriller with Appleton East. What was it, 35-34?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Kimberly since week 3. Might have to check these guys out here pretty soon. Fond du Lac and Appleton North, that's down at Fruth Field. Just what they need is some more rain down there, right?
Oh, they're in that valley. And
yep.
See if I can find some more scores for the folks out there in Twitterverse.
Well, how about this? Berlin now a halftime lead over Winneconne of 39-0.
That's shocking, and I really thought Winneconne would compete a little better than that. They must be really bottling Harrison Rubidoux.
And switching over to the baseball, the Brew Crew 2-1 lead over the Colorado Rockies. The Brewers are, of course, already in the playoffs, but hoping to surpass Ricardo's St. Louis Cardinals for the division championship.
Never! And
don't have to play in that very scary wild card game. You know what's going to happen. Brewers are going to get in that wild card game, regardless if it's at Miller Park or in D.C., and they're going to have to take on Max Scherzer, and that is not a fun deal. I think I just saw some lightning out in the distance over here.
Oh, don't say that. By the way, Kane with a home run by our friend Ken the official.
Yeah, and I noticed
2-1.
Rosie, I don't. A couple things maybe from Rosie, if you can maybe just adjust the clock a tad, and also I did not see Ken's mug in case we do need to call to him. Always getting good. Nice to get Ken's.
Do I need to get out of your way, Rosie?
But that gives us an opportunity to kind of plug some stuff going on. Let's start Mondays with Clubhouse Live. That's our weekly Green Bay Packers show, hosted by the one and only Packers running back Aaron Jones, already with 4 touchdowns.
Hey, he got me a touchdown. I have him on my fantasy team. Very happy.
He's scoring the running.
I was hoping he'd get a second.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of fans thought he should have gotten a touch there. Running game kind of struggling right now as they're getting used to that outside zone scheme. And you look at Aaron Jones; he doesn't get a whole lot of running space. Those guys, the defenders are in his face already, bringing him down.
I know on his touchdown run, he kind of popped through there. He kind of squeezed through to score that touchdown.
But anyway, that's Mondays at 6:30 with Aaron Jones. Admission is free, and it takes place at the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill inside the Red Lion Hotel Paper Valley in downtown Appleton, Mondays at 6:30. First come, first seated. Stop in, get a burger, some pizza, order a drink, whatever you want, and have some fun. And if you can't make it to a show in person, check it out live online at clubhouselive.com, facebook.com/Packers News, and give us a like at facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Now I got to give up my headset.
Yes.
The real talent is here,
That's
apparently.
right. Ryan Rodig of WFRV Channel 5.
All right, I'm going to hand it over to him.
Yes. Don't worry about it. He doesn't have cooties or anything, Ryan. So, but yeah, hey, welcome aboard.
Hey,
Did you have to
Ricardo.
climb the ladder to get up here, my friend? It's like a ship.
I'm not gonna lie. That was I was a little concerned. I'm more concerned about getting back down, to be honest.
Okay,
But
don't slip.
Up was okay.
You got good insurance, though, right? The company has good insurance.
Oh,
on you?
of course.
Okay, great
Well, I
stuff.
hope
But
so.
hey, I'm glad you're here because now we'll see a little reciprocation here, Ryan.
Yes.
I'm on your show quite often. We're really happy to have you on, talking about the area and West De Pere specifically for folks out there interested in them. Menasha, in our era, we're a little bit more familiar with them. But what can you tell us about West De Pere? The numbers are just incredible.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is a legit Division II championship squad. Depending on whatever division they're going to be in, they're a legit championship contender. Is that how you feel looking at the Phantoms?
I do. And Ricardo, it's kind of like Bayport in the FRCC a little bit. You don't really know what you have until they play someone. This is their first big test of the year. Like you said, they're outscoring teams by almost 250 points this year. I mean, it's ridiculous. So Josh Blount, the quarterback, I'm sure you guys have been talking plenty about him up here. One of the best, if not the best, individual player that I've seen play this year, and as a matter of fact, last year when he was a sophomore. He is an incredible. He's a Division I baseball kid, but that play that you saw, I don't know if you guys saw it from up here.
We were wondering.
His
okay.
jersey's ripped.
Okay,
So he
ripped.
literally
Wow.
ripped his jersey running away from that tackle.
That was incredible. Yeah.
It was one of the best things I've seen this year. He literally his jersey stretched about 3 yards, and he still kept running in for the touchdown. So great player. West De Pere traditionally a team that is built on defense first. They've had stout defenses under Jack Batten. This year's a little different. They graduated a lot of defensive players,
Right, yeah.
and they've had a lot of skill guys back. So their offense was way ahead of the defense this year, and I think you're seeing the fruits of that tonight and the whole year.
Now listen, I'm going to put you on the spot because we put each other on the spot when we're talking about top teams. My number one team is Bayport. Now listen, Stratford's not in your coverage area,
Sure.
but they are in ours. If you had a point to a top team, I've had Bayport, but you can make a case for Kimberly. You can make a case for West De Pere. I'm talking pound for pound now.
Sure.
Not related to any enrollment size. Who's Ryan's top team? The Rodig's number one.
Boy, Bayport is so strong all the way around. I mean, we're talking offense, defense, and special teams. Once again, it's tough. I would love to see Bayport and West De Pere play, and we're going to get that in a couple of years, right? With
Yes.
But they are so tough. Bayport gets through every week with very minimal effort. So once they get healthy, and they've had some injury issues.
Right.
They're really tough to stop. I don't know. Is this the year they get past the Appleton Norths and the Fond du Lacs and the Kimberleys? It's hard to say, but if there ever was a year, it seems like they're building it there, and they're super young still. That team is not. I don't claim to know everything about them, but I don't think they're even that senior laden this year. They're pretty young, so they're going to be not only good this year. They're going to keep building.
West De Pere quarterback Josh Blount, is that the player of the year in the Green Bay area if you had to pick one? Because from what I've seen, he's up there. And I say this with all due respect to the Bayport players. Isaiah Gash is good. Who's the other running back, Brett? The running back is that Grzybowski. Also a very good player. I'm thinking of other top players, but in terms of having it all.
Bayport's more of a sum of all their parts.
Yeah.
They have so many interchangeable guys. As far as an individual player, I mean, I haven't seen anybody more talented and more ready to take over the game than West De Pere's quarterback, Josh Blount. They do a lot of plays that they're not tricking you out there. He's running a quarterback's that play on, I believe it was 3rd and 17.
And he got
it looked like he had no chance. He looked like 10 yards out. He was stopped and then ended up getting it. He's just the will to win with that kid. His fire burns, and he is this team. I met with them before the year, and everyone's going to tell you they want to get back to state. This team, they have a chip on their shoulder, and they were not hiding it at all. So
Okay, real quick, couple more questions. Number one, the surprise team in our area is Appleton East.
yeah, wow.
With all due respect again to Kaukauna, but Appleton East taking Kimberly to the wire, losing by a point. Is there a team in your immediate Green Bay area that's kind of come out of nowhere and kind of shocked folks?
Good question.
I told you I put you on the spot.
Appleton East is a good example. The teams that are supposed to be doing well in the Green Bay area are.
Okay.
One surprise team, and they got knocked off last week by Kiel, but Chilton was a team that some years it's like, have I been to Chilton this year?
Yep.
This year we had to go there every week. They have top plays every week. Their team is really fun to watch. So there's been a couple of those. I don't know if there's a single team that has been a shock in the Green Bay coverage area. Like I said though, Kiel unbeaten. They're probably as good as everybody in Kiel thought they were going to be,
right.
But maybe not in the big picture. Not a lot of people knew. Did I know what the result of Freedom Wrightstown was going to be last week when we had them for our game of the week? No, but I don't think anybody really does when those two teams play. Always a 6-point game, and I think it was a 7-point game last week. So not a ton of surprises, to be honest. I had Coach Kromenacher on the show a couple weeks ago, and they're honestly one of the just thought of one because my guest tomorrow in High School Sports Extra is the former Little Chute head coach, Brian Richkowski. So there you go. And they're up on Notre Dame this year, who's a surprise team that's down this year.
And that's at Schwabenon we're talking
about.
Yes,
Schwabenon, sorry. The first year with the Schwabenon after, boy, what a run he had there for 6 years or so at Little Chute. And in his first year, he has his team 5-0, and they're on pace to be 6-0 tonight. Of course, their schedule is going to get really tough here soon. They play Bayport, who he's familiar with. He tried to beat Schwabenon for 4 years when he played for Bayport. They were the biggest rivals they had in high school. So interesting.
Well, you talked about your show a little bit. Let folks again know where they can find that, at what time exactly, and what you have on tap as we let you go here.
Every Saturday night after our 10 o'clock news. So sometimes that runs a little late with college football, but scheduled for 10:35 every Saturday night is High School Sports Extra. We do a game of the week. We always have a guest on, Ricardo. I'm so thankful that you say yes
very much
a lot of times, and that is very appreciated. We always feature we call it our exceptional student athlete. We spotlight athletes in maybe some different sports that don't get a ton of coverage. Top 5 plays, team of the week, and every Saturday night, High School Sports Extra. And if you don't catch it on the television, we're always there at wearegreenbay.com, and that's kind of the hub for all of our high school sports coverage.
All right, man. Great stuff, dude. Always great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Let me know.
Up here.
I'm trying to get on there before the playoffs start so we can talk about who's in and who's going to be some contenders.
It's going to be fun because we're seeing a lot of heavyweights now in the Valley. And the races are sorting themselves out this week for sure.
All right. Good stuff. Again, that's Ryan Rodig of WFRV. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you.
For being on the show. And don't fall. Leaving here because then someone's going to have to give you CPR or something.
And then all
like
the snacks I just stole from next door would fall out of my pocket.
There you go. All right, man. Good stuff.
Embarrassing.
Again, that's Ryan Rodig of WFRV. Thank you so much again for coming aboard. Thank you. And everyone, we're a couple of minutes away from the start, but then we still have another 3 minutes, Brett. I think that's how it goes. So let's talk about some promos. Were you in the middle of your Packer one?
I got I just mentioned about Aaron Jones being on Mondays at 6:30 Clubhouse Live. I'll tweet out this week's guest as soon as I hear from Aaron.
Okay, good stuff. Well, every Wednesday, by the way, Wednesday evening, I should clarify, is our Varsity Roundtable, the only online high school sports talk show in the state. This past week, we began in late August, but this past week we had Freedom football players Reeve Lambrecht and Brock Killian on the big show, talking about their big win over Wrightstown. And again, if you haven't seen the show, it's a talk show format. We really highlight the athletes, and it's in a really cool kind of very discussion and conversational kind of show. So check it out every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. You can find that on postcrescent.com, by the way, a replay of that. And then every Thursday we put together our R&B show podcast, where we also touch on high school sports in the Fox Valley. And don't forget our fantasy drafts every week, which are so much fun to do. This week's topic, by the way, top Hollywood villains. And Rosie had the number 1 pick, and not surprisingly, took Darth Vader. If you want to see who else we picked, please, get on that smartphone, go to Stitcher, go to Google Play, go to iTunes, and subscribe to the R&B show. Just look for my name, Ricardo Arguello, and it should pop up. And then leave a comment, leave a suggestion, anything you might want. You can leave a criticism of us, too, if you want. Just make sure you listen every week. Brett.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking I wish I had a live stream to plug officially next week. I've got an idea of where we want to go and what we might want to do, but Ryan Rodig might have hinted towards a specific team maybe that we might want to catch.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll know more about that early next week. Again, I'll tweet it out at PC Brett C. Give me a follow, please. Hey, halftime score, Little Chute and Wrightstown scoreless. And how about Fond du Lac taking it to Appleton North right now at the end of one? Cardinals 14, Lightning zip.
Ooh, I think that game started late. By the way, our guy, Jake Karchinski, Brett, hey, he's tuning into the stream. So, said Phantom's looking good. Team rule not to tweet at you guys or else I would. Sorry, maybe shouldn't have told you guys that. Yikes, my bad, Jake. But, hey, you didn't hear that from me. So that might have been Jake. It might not have been Jake.
He texted you.
Oh, okay. Well, he tweeted me, actually.
No, he texted you.
It says tweet.
No, but he sent you a text.
Through Twitter.
Because he can't tweet, so he sent you a text.
Sorry about that, Jake. You didn't hear anything from me. He's fine. He's fine. All he's doing is watching his team. No big deal. But, yeah.
It's like a text, yeah.
Yeah, well, same thing. Through Twitter. Not a text. It's
He
Twitter.
didn't tweet. He sent, let's just call it a text.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Anyway, did you catch Ryan Rodig? What did you think of Ryan?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ryan, and I really don't miss that show Saturday nights if I'm home, which is quite often on Saturday nights because I'm getting old. You know, we don't go out all the time. Although my wife might say, let's go out. But no, I watch it at 10:35, and you do a good job. And, you know, that's one of the cool things about Northeast Wisconsin, Ricardo, is there's a commitment to local high school sports coverage, and they're not the only station that does a good job with their high school coverage as well. But he has the only show, and it's really good, really well done.
I'm surprised actually that there's not more.
Yeah, I know, and he does a good job of mixing guests in like yourself. And he mentioned Brian Richkowski, the Schwabenon coach, who had a nice run at Little Chute. That'll be a good guest and somebody I'll be interested to watch as well. Actually, Brian coached my son during my son's senior year at Little Chute. So he does a good job and really does a fantastic job of shifting the focus, you know, getting a lot of programs represented throughout Northeast Wisconsin, regardless of the sport, and takes it all the way through the winter season.
As we see the teams warming up prior to the second half, 28-14 lead for West Pier. Lots of folks here for this one. This is the biggest game in the Bay Conference. Let's not kid ourselves, Brett, for the last 4 or 5 years between these two powerhouses. West Pier, both, and Menasha undefeated coming into tonight's game. And Menasha will start the second half with the ball. And, yeah. Okay. And we're a couple minutes away. Let me see that again, Brett, if you don't mind. You can go ahead and take over here.
Well, wait for the second half to go. As Ricardo mentioned, Menasha will open the half with the football. Again, I'm Brett Christopherson. He's Ricardo Arguello. And the guy next to me, you can't see him. You can't see any of us, but you can hear us. Jim Rosadick, man in the high-definition cameras. We're all with USA Today Network Wisconsin. First time streaming a football game here at West Pier. Actually, first time any sort of stream at West Pier. And glad to be here. Great people again. Scott Eggert, Pam downstairs, right, Rosie? Oh, yeah. Making sure you were nice and fed. So we appreciate the good folks here and all that they've done to make sure we're all set up. Fun game, and you know what? We'll see what happens here the second half. This is not a foregone conclusion by any means. There's too much firepower with the Blue Jays, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they made. And it's imperative, Ricardo, that they get off to a great start here in the second half and put some points on the board right away.
Exactly. With the way West Pier's offense has been operating, and I don't think there's any doubt that right now in the Green Bay area that Corey Blount is the top individual player. When you think about all that he does for West Pier, he can throw the ball. We saw him with the touchdown throw, and the way he runs so hard. And Ryan mentioned that his jersey is torn already. Not into the second half.
Actually got a tweet here from Miss Knapp, I believe it is.
Okay.
And she said, Pam Bissing, there's the last name, and company always set the bar high with their spread. Expect the best. Yes, and
Rosie loves it.
I do know that Appleton North football saw my tweet because I did tweet out the spread, and the pressure's now on Nate Werner, apparently, who Nate Werner said, I better get cooking right now.
That's right, literally. So here we go, start of the second half. West Pier will kick.
Rail and Gergella back to receive this opening kickoff. See what kind of field position. Oh, short pooch kick.
Actually, I think that was a smart decision because Jagella has been doing a real good job returning kicks, Brett.
Showing confidence in the defense. Number 88, Miles Teskey, with the return for the Blue Jays. But Jack Batten, the head coach, saying, okay, we'll kick it short because we have a good defense here, and we're very confident in those 11 guys.
Ball is just short of the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 39 for Menasha. Just underway here in the second half. As Rail,
Oh, boy.
look at
Still,
him.
wow, that's a good start for the Blue Jays, and you can see the fans across the field loving that run. Good, hard chunk of yards by Tyler Rail.
Yeah, 17-yard run for Rail as the Blue Jays start fast here in the second half. 1st down and 10 at the 44 of West De Pere.
Oh,
Rail-
good keeper by Pope, and
Yes.
he's off to the races. And he is going to score 44 yards, Ricardo.
Let
What
me
a
tell
fake.
you, that fake drew almost all the interior of the West De Pere line. His Rail was getting hit the minute he went through the line. Just a superb fake by Pope.
Good read by Pope as
yes,
well. Because
and Brett, the wheels.
wow, 44-yard run to the end zone by the Menasha quarterback. His second touchdown run of the game.
28-20, and that extra point makes it 28-21. So boom, just like that, Brett.
We'll talk about quick strike. Wow.
See if I can update my Twitter again. Follow me at PC Ricardo. Brett's at PC Brettsy, and Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Didn't have a chance to go through the first half scoring. We can do that at the end of the game, total scoring. But yeah,
Is that because me and Ryan were talking too long?
that's okay. Pope also had a 2-yard touchdown run very late in that first quarter, made it 14-7 West De Pere. And Blue Jays standout quarterback now with a 44-yard run to the races. Ricardo, he wasn't touched.
No.
Both teams undefeated coming into this one. Very highly anticipated matchup, one of the big ones in the state of Wisconsin. West De Pere 5-0 overall and in the Bay. Menasha 5-0 overall, 4-0 in the Bay. West De Pere at home next Friday against Seymour. The Blue Jays, meanwhile, will be at Green Bay West. Both Bay Conference games and kickoff 7 o'clock for each. And even though there will be 3 weeks to play, Ricardo, we're pretty confident saying the winner of this one will be the Bay Conference champion. You're clear-cut favorites in the Bay, the clear-cut heavyweights, and Menasha. Good job on the coverage unit. And West De Pere will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 29. So it feels like a little bit of a momentum swing.
It does. 11:08 left here in the third quarter. And again, Menasha with the quick touchdown from Pope.
Almost too quick.
Want your defense to rest a little bit. But, yeah, they had the whole halftime to do it. As
Right.
now, again, that potent West De Pere offense gets to be on the field again. They've been really grinding out long drives tonight, Brett.
Interesting, too, both defenses not used to giving up yardage like this and points. So it just shows you how strong both sides are. Actually, if anything, I would have anticipated more of a low-scoring game. I'm a little surprised that we have a 28-21 game early in the third quarter.
4-yard gain for West De Pere.
But
Momarts.
so much skill and speed on both sides. Size.
2nd down and 6 at the 33 for West De Pere. They are leading 20-21 on your Verlometric scoreboard. 10:30 left here in the third quarter. Looking to answer that Menasha touchdown, and Blount's got to take it himself. Here
Watch
we go.
out.
Here we go.
Oh, look at the wheels by the quarterback. He just blew past the defense.
Oh, he's taunting a little bit.
68 yards.
That's a 67 yards. Yeah, Brett. Good math breakdown by you. That was quick. I said they had an answer.
Oh. Some explosive plays here to open the second half. Wow. You're calling it 67?
Yeah.
Boy, you're feeling good about yourself if you're on that Menasha sideline. And just like that, it's a two-score game. Again, 35-21. Phantoms with the lead early third quarter as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard. Two sensational runs. Both quarterbacks, Ricardo, showing off their speed. First was Cole Pope, 44-yard dash to the end zone. And now we just saw Josh Blount rushing for his third score of the night. 67 yards is how Ricardo has it down. He also has a 15-yard run and a 24-yard run. I don't know if you've got his official yardage so far
I'd have
rushing.
to count it up, but yeah.
And both guys really untouched going in. Boy, did he have some sprinter speed, though. He had it looked like another gear.
Yes,
he
he
just
did.
took off.
Well, both these quarterbacks are very impressive, both with their arm and their legs, and they're not one-dimensional for sure. And again, Menasha, it seems like they're chasing that turnover, Brett. Remember, to start the game, they had the muffed punt, and West Appear was able to go in for that early touchdown. They seem to be chasing that 7-point deficit the entire game as we see another muffed kickoff return. But Menasha able to recover. Ball will be placed at the 36-yard line. So pretty good field position for Menasha. Again, is this going to be a track meet?
Well, I was just going to ask, is this how you expected the second half to start?
Well,
2 touchdowns within the first 2 minutes of the half?
I did not.
Wow.
As the West Appear crowd is imploring its defense to slow down the Blue Jays. Quick pass out near side.
Luke Maurer, the junior wideout, first time we've called his name in this one tonight. Picked up, about 3? So 2nd and 7 at the 40.
Say it's a short 7 or long 6, however you want to describe it.
I was going to say, I'm looking at Blount down there, and he's a Division I baseball recruit, but you think of that track coach here has got to be saying, oh, man, he would look good in the sprint, wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, sometimes they can dabble in both sports, depending on how the schedule goes.
Ooh, oh! I think that was Maurer again on the far side. So 3rd and 6 coming up, we'll call it. Maybe trying to make a move right before he could secure the reception. I'm just still kind of dazzled by the touchdown runs from the QBs.
Yeah, these aren't your dad's QBs that were just sit in the pocket and wing it around. They can do both, arm and legs. Ball right at the 40, 3rd down and a long 6 for Menasha. And Pope has shown that he can throw the ball.
Ooh, high throw and
I'm not quite understanding these passes to the perimeter.
Maurer again with the reception, but looked like number 16 for West Appear, Jake Hendricks, the junior defensive back, read it the entire way and was there as the ball was caught. So 4th down coming and 3 and out. And feel like it's a little danger zone now for
that's
the
what
Blue
I meant
Jays.
is that the Blue Jays, which have been running the ball in a dominating way, chose to throw the ball 3 times. No gain on that play.
Whoa, they're going to fake it. Got it.
Wow.
Pope to Maurer again on the far sideline.
Well, Brett, what they did is they set that play up, I guess.
Yeah, they did. You saw Pope look like he was going to go, then kind of froze. Everybody sort of froze at that point. I think everybody's wondering what was going on, and Maurer had the good hands to bring it in, and that's a big fourth down conversion on the fake punt attempt. Ball first and 10 at the West De Pere 45.
15-yard play, and Brett, look at the arm of Pope. You see the talent that he has.
Yeah, he's had a little mustard on that.
But I really think they got to get back to running the ball. They've been able to kind of.
Oh, fumble. Oh, Pope fell on it. Wow. I'm surprised.
Was that on the handoff?
Yeah, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more with that. You fake that handoff and the kind of that zone read, and you see those running backs so often they squeeze in it, expecting maybe to take it, and that quarterback last second rips it out. Surprised that football doesn't pop out, get loose a little bit more.
Yeah, well, they've able to get away with that almost disastrous mistake. They're down 14 points. Are the Blue Jays?
Well, good thing for Menasha, they didn't lose any yards, so 2nd and 10. And swinging it over, Maurer again. And an adjustment that Korth and company are making, trying to get the ball into number 2's hands a little bit more this half. Luke Maurer, a junior wideout.
That's a 3rd down and 5 now, Brett. 5-yard gain to Maurer.
He is the team's top receiver coming in. He had 11 catches for 170 yards coming into this game. We're trying to get the junior more involved in the passing game, and no doubt 4-down territory coming up for the Blue Jays here. 3rd and 5, very manageable. Let's see what Pope does. Nice job. Go, brought down. Let's see where they mark it. He needed to get to the 35, and that's where they're going to spot it.
Let me tell you, that was only a 5-yard run, but he broke 3 tackles, Brett.
And then brought down hard as well.
Sometimes it's those shorter runs that are the more impressive ones. So nice Menasha drive here. Again, the 4th and long on the fake punt. It's got them to this point here at the 35 of West De Pere. They're down 2 touchdowns, trying to keep pace with the Phantoms, who have been able to do everything on offense.
Swinging over to Maurer again. He's got blockers.
It's another 5-yard gain, Brett, so they're kind of picking them up at a good 5-yard clip. Are the Blue Jays?
Yeah, and setting themselves up for much more manageable situations, your 2nd and 3rd downs. And, hey, they're playing off of the receiver, so Pope swinging it back and forth kind of either side of the field. But I feel like they're setting something up.
I do, too. I feel like they're going to set some kind of wide receiver pass or something like that. Don't you, Brett?
I do. I feel like even look at the slot receiver. They're way off. Swinging it over. They're going to get – oh, Gergella intended. Threw that like a fastball.
Again, that's kind of the 2nd time we've seen that where receivers starting to run just a bit early, Brett.
Getting a little anxious maybe.
Yeah. 3rd down and 5 now for the Blue Jays.
Just trying to make a play, but again, 4-down territory coming up. Blue Jays down 14 as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard. Good one here at West De Pere High School. Glad you all could be joining us here in kind of a gloomy weather night.
We've not had any issues, though.
It's been not like down south, right? Fond du Lac, Appleton North, that was a delay, and I think even in the Appleton area were some delays. So we got fortunate. Good thing we're up here in the Green Bay area tonight.
3rd down and 5 for Pope.
Got time. Going to go downfield. Looking. Oh, nope. That would have been out of bounds, I think, anyway. Intended for Maurer. So 4th and 5 coming up, ball at the 30. And we'll see what the Blue Jays call here. I even feel like a screen, like even a middle screen. See that a lot in the Kimberly playbook.
For all you Brewer fans out there, thank you, Ken the official, says Carpenter with a solo shot. Has the Cardinals up 1-0 over the Cubbies, the AAA Cubbies.
Brewer fans already don't like the Cubs. Well, they really don't like them now after Joe Madden.
He's out.
Yeah, I think so too. Fourth down. Nice throw to Jurgella,
Wow, how does
and
he
he
get
breaks
open?
a tackle downfield, still on his feet. Finally brought down inside the 20.
How does he get open, Brett?
What I like there about that throw was very decisive and
Yes.
confident Cole Pope delivering
he
a
has-
laser to Jurgella.
Right, he has arm talent. There's
Yeah.
definitely no doubt about that. That ball is located at the 18.
Senior quarterback. Was this the second year as a starter for
Yes.
Jeremy Korth? Yeah, they've had a nice line of quarterbacks in a number of years
And
now.
their championship quarterback, Tyler Johnson, still a member of the Badgers.
Yeah, boy, talk about an athlete.
Linebacker.
Talk about an athlete. Swinging it over, Jurgella trying to get the block. Good tackle. You got to credit, I think that was number 88 on the far side for the Phantoms, wrapping up quickly. Nate Jensen, a senior defensive back, bringing down Brady Jurgella.
No gain on that play. Menasha looking to pull within a score of West Pier.
Good drive by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, second down and 10 at the 18. 5 minutes and counting left on your Verlo Mattress scoreboard in the third quarter.
Hate to use the analogy, but this is a heavyweight fight. Whoa, fumble, fortuitous
right to
bounce,
it.
right to a rail, and he almost gets the first down. Wow. Oh, there's a flag. Far sideline. That's going to be a hold against the Blue Jays.
Oh boy, but almost disaster again for Menasha. As the holding call will put them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
We're looking at some big linemen. Look at big number 72 for the Blue Jays, Eli Williams.
Ball be placed at the 24, so a loss of 6 yards. Second down and 16, Brett.
I'm not saying he had the hold. I was just looking at some of these linemen. He is a big boy and can clear some space. Was that lineman a couple years ago that went to
El Azazi.
Yeah, was it-
Muhammad El Azazi.
which one of the MAC schools, right? Was it
Yeah.
one of the Michigan?
Central Michigan? I
Central
wanna say,
or Western?
One of those two. You're right, Brett. Hey, you have a pretty good memory there.
Yeah, I got to look that up. Didn't he have a brother who played as well?
Abe El Azazi as well.
Did a story on those guys. Watch out, Pope on the run, swinging it over, throwing it up, and caught! And it's a
Wow!
touchdown!
Falling backwards.
Maurer with the score. Is that fifth? How far was that?
Brett, I have that unofficially for 24 yards.
24 yards. Unbelievable catch in the corner.
Falling backwards.
Mm.
That's one of the more impressive ones we've seen this year.
Maurer. 20 what?
24 yards.
24. Kick sails through. Boy, what a good game we have going on here at West Pier. Both offenses just humming right now. 35-28 the score with 4:20 to play in the third quarter. Check out our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard.
Well, we talked about the arm talent of Pope there, Brett, and then you saw it in full display. But that was a heck of a catch by Maurer, though. That capped off a very long drive for Menasha, Brett. I'll catch it up here.
Looking at Pope, that's his first touchdown pass of the game. He also has 2 runs, 44 and 2 yards. Ricardo, we're seeing these two outstanding quarterbacks right now, just carrying their offense. Pope doing a little bit more in the passing game, but we saw the wheels from him as well. 2 sensational Bay Conference quarterbacks, and wow, what a game. 35-28, back and forth we go. Do you expect this to be a high-scoring game today?
I wasn't quite sure what to expect, to tell you the truth. Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me at PC Ricardo, Brett at PC Brett C, and Rosie at Metal Rosie. Brett, by the way, that's a 13-play, 64-yard drive.
And a nice kickoff there, too, that's going to put the Phantoms at the 20. How far was that?
24 yards.
No, I mean the drive.
13 plays, 64 yards.
Wow. And a big fourth down fake punt that extended that drive. Pass from Pope. Was it to Maurer on that, on the fake?
Maurer
Yep.
had a couple nice catches on that drive.
Yeah, they got him more involved, and obviously a focus here in this half is to get their leading receiver catching some passes as West Appear opens with number 28. That is David Vanderlot, the junior running back. So we could Ricardo been kind of talking about the Menasha defense here and kind of how they respond, and maybe what's going on a little bit on that sideline. But what's going on with West Appear's sideline? Do you think, as far as you can see the defensive staff talking to the kids over there on our left, and they're not used to giving up yardage and points, same as Menasha.
Yeah, and this game has turned out to be a little more high scoring than I originally thought, Brad. I think you and I both thought the same, that maybe it'll be a couple touchdown game, but not to the point like this.
Oh, look at that Blue Jay defense swarming over Blount, staying true to their assignments, not getting swayed by the potential fake, and bringing down the senior quarterback. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Phantoms.
Short gain on that play for Blount.
But there were a couple times in this game where I think West appears just about in control, and the Blue Jays keep fighting back. So credit to Jeremy Korth and his staff, and of course Jack Batten and his staff they're trying to deliver that roundhouse blow. Sometimes it feels like the Blue Jays have been up against the ropes, but we're only have a 1-score game here with under 3 minutes to play in the third, as Blount's going to keep it, and he's got the first down and a whole bunch more. Look at that speed against the far sideline. It's going down and finally brought down, but man, showing off the wheels again. He's got to have over 200 yards rushing.
Very decisive run too, Brett. He faked the hand up and was out. He wasn't even hesitation, none at all.
He have a stride about him when he gets open. As somebody who really loves the sport of track and field, I would love to see this guy running some 100s.
Ball will be placed at the 30. Brett, that was a 44-yard run.
He's had a few of those tonight. He's got to be, if he's not pushing 200 or not over 200, he's got to be pushing 200 tonight.
See if I can add that up, but again, it's kind of tough. We don't have lights in the press box. So.
It is a little difficult to do some work, isn't it? That's okay. They do have a taco spread downstairs.
Yes.
So
take the good with the bad.
Quit complaining. Handoff, nope, fake, up the gut. That is, looks like number 25 for the Phantoms. And that is Caden Kasabucky, the junior.
Well, I do know this is that Blount has 3 carries for 112 yards in this quarter.
Okay, then I'm pretty confident saying he's over 200-yard mark. Gosh, he might end up with 300 yards the way this thing's going. 2nd and 7, ball at the 27-yard line for Blount, and that offense faked the jet sweep right up the gut, zigzagging his way, and he is in for the score, 27 yards. What a show he is putting on tonight. Fourth touchdown run of the game for the West Appear quarterback. And just like that, right down the field, go the Phantoms, and a 2-score lead again.
Lots of scoring in this quarter.
Oh, boy. This is going to take an hour just to read who did the scoring after this game is finally over. Boy, if you're the Menasha coaches, you just got to be like, come on. We just battled our way back, and just like that, the Phantoms are up 2 again, and not taking much time. You know, Ryan Rodig, you had him on at halftime, the WFRV Sports anchor. kind of mentioned about the Phantoms chip on their shoulder, and what he's referring to, of course, is that
Last year,
lost to Catholic Memorial. They lost 37-24 in last year's Division III state championship game down at Camp Randall Stadium. The only setback of the season for the Phantoms, and that was despite, remember this, they built a 24-0 lead and then gave up 37 straight points. West Appear won back-to-back Division III titles in 2010 and 11 under Coach Bill Turnquist. Remember him, a fantastic coach here as well. And Phantoms blanked Catholic Memorial 35-0 in the 2010 championship game, and then topped Wisconsin Lutheran 39-24 the following year for the title. Of course, Menasha coach Jeremy Korth guided the Blue Jays to an unbeaten season in the Division II state championship in 2014. So 2 programs that have gold balls in the trophy case. But yeah, the chip on that shoulder. I think West Appear up 24-0 in that state final game, and feeling like they had that thing darn near wrapped up. And then, boy, you talk about momentum. I always question, what is momentum? Well, we saw it firsthand when Catholic Memorial got on a run, and their talented quarterback, his name escapes me, but they just could not be stopped. And kind of a no shame in winning a silver ball, of course, but I'm thinking that felt like a little bit of a gut punch. So extra motivation for this West Appear team, already talented as it is, coming in but playing with an even bigger purpose, trying to get back to Madison and claim the gold ball. I think they felt they had almost sewn up last year.
1st and 10 at the 30. Minute 49 left here in the third quarter.
That's Rail. And that Phantom defense swarming around the Blue Jays running back. 1-yard pickup.
Also, Brett, of note, do you remember Kimberly's 70-game win streak? That started with a very close win over Menasha.
Back in 2013, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that was just a back-and-forth game. And it came down to the fourth quarter. It was at Kimberly, and I remember Menasha just taking them to the limit. That great Kimberly squad that would go on to win 5 straight championships.
Yeah.
Back when they played in the VFA.
Right.
Second down and 9 for the Blue Jays.
Rail, whoa. Wow, how did he get out of that? And whoa, bringing down the defender with him. I think he might have gotten the first down.
Brett, unofficially, I have Blount 20 carries, 291 yards.
Wow. Actually, Rail out 2 yards shy of the first down, so 3rd and 2 coming up for the Blue Jays. Wow. Almost at 300 yards.
And the 4 touchdowns,
he
right.
He might end up with 400 yards.
Well, 4 touchdowns rushing, is that what you had him for? Yeah, and then he also had the other one passing. 3rd down and 2 for the Blue Jays.
Rail, and he's got the first.
Obviously getting down to the situation where you have to score every time you have the ball, because I don't think they figure out how to really stop the West Appear offense yet. As we're under a minute here in the third quarter, West Appear up again 42-28 on your Verlo Mattress scoreboard. Ball's at the 41.
I'll share a very interesting score for you after this play. Bunch of big games in our region and throughout the state again as pump fake.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
Wide open is
wide
right.
Open.
Gergella, oh boy. Gergella off to the races. He's in. Is that 59 yards?
Yeah,
Ball was at the 41.
Yes, he was wide, Brad. He was so open. It was ridiculous. He had at least a 20-yard cushion. And I think Pope didn't see him.
Pope had
right
to be
away.
Like, wow, this is crazy. His eyes had to be as wide as saucers. This is nuts.
I agree, Brett. Just a lot of scoring in this game. And, again, back to a one-score game. And that muffed punt to start the game has been the bane of the Blue Jays the entire game, Brett. And that is good.
Is that 50? Did I say 50?
59 yards.
59. 5 touchdowns this quarter combined 42-35 late here in the third quarter as we look at our Verlo Mattress Factory score, but it can't keep up.
No.
You don't even get into a flow. It's just back and forth. Well, two rushing touchdowns for Pope. And 3 touchdown passes. So he's accounted for all 5 scores. Cole Pope, 3 touchdown throws, 2 touchdown runs. The latest, a 59-yard hookup from Pope to Brady Gergella. And this is crazy. I mean, this is one of the more wild games I've seen in quite some time at the high school level. This is fun. And looks like that kick's going to sail into the end zone, so touchback coming for the Phantoms. Wow. Switching gears quickly, that Little Chute Wrightstown game, Mustangs up 3-0 late in the game.
Wow.
2:11 remaining, a 28-yard field goal with 2:11 left in the game gives Little Chute the 3-0 lead. How about that? I know the Papermakers were well in front of Appleton West. Didn't catch a score.
14-0 is what I saw at last, so remember that game started a little late, I'm going to assume.
Fond du Lac all over Appleton North at the half, 24-0 the Cardinals. Taking it to the Lightning tonight in a VFA game. Let's talk about this Bay Conference game as Blount on the run again. Blue Jays trying everything they can do to bring down the the junior quarterback, who's right at the 300-yard mark now, Ricardo.
Yeah, he has 21 carries for 295 yards. Final play of the third quarter. Woo!
Yeah,
Brett.
exactly. What's going to happen here in these final 12 minutes? We just saw 5 touchdowns scored on a whole bunch of explosive plays. Let me see if I can kind of run it down again. We had a 44-yard run from Cole Pope, a 67-yard run from Josh Blount, a 24-yard pass from Cole Pope to Luke Maurer, 27-yard run from Josh Blount, and then the 59-yard pass from Pope to Brady Gergella. We've also had a 42-yard hookup from Pope to Gergella, so Gergella with 2 touchdowns for the Blue Jays. Blount had a 35-yard hookup early in this one. It seems like it was like 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
That was to Aaron Wagner, so explosive. And then there's just regular, runs setting up touchdowns. So it's just been one big play after another. I can't wait to watch Ryan Rodig's show tomorrow night and see how he's going to edit this down as far as highlights.
Yeah.
What do we have? 11 touchdowns tonight. 6 by West Appear, 5 by Menasha. 6 plus 5, last I checked, Ricardo, at least my math skills, that equals 11.
2nd and 6 for West Appear. With that carry, Brett.
Vanderlot on the carry. So 3rd and short coming up for West Appear. Probably 3rd and 1, we'll call it, ball at the 29-yard line. This is almost one of those games that whoever, let's say Menasha has it, maybe a chance to tie it. You might want to go for 2 if it's late in the game.
Yeah. Get your defense has just really been on the field a long time. 3rd and short for West Appear.
Cavill, the fullback, got the first down. We've seen number 30 quite a bit on those short yardage situations. Chains move, clock stops, fresh set of downs coming for the Phantoms as the crowd in front of us cheers and shows their appreciation for what's been a heck of a show from both sides.
Brett Menasha actually had a defender behind the line of scrimmage, but a missed tackle, and that would have been exactly what the doctor ordered for the defense of the Blue Jays. But give Kevin credit; he's a big, strong running back, and don't be surprised if he's the bell cow from now on. Of course, as I say that, Blount.
Pretty good pursuit by that front of the Blue Jays, but even then, when you, at least from my vantage point, when it looks like he's bottled up, he still gets 3 yards.
Ball's just shy of the 35. We'll call it the 34.
Well, if you're Jack Batten right now, what you want, I don't know if you want an explosive play. I think what you want your offense just to
grind it out.
Ground and pound, slowly go down the field and keep Menasha off the field. Handoff on the sweep. That's Vanderlot. He's got some room. First down and a good chunk of yards again by this rushing attack that's got to be at, well, Blount already got 300 yards himself just about. It's got to be 400 yards of rushing offense.
I would say so. I haven't added up haven't added up at all. Haven't added it all up. Oh, Brett. Struggling here. Is it first down?
Yes, sir. First down and 10. Ball at the 44.
You're right, Brett. Blount again, but tackled, but then he still works his way for another yard or two. That's going to be at the 48.
And again, there's no rush if you're West De Pere. You're up 7. You know that this Menasha offense, like West De Pere's, is red hot. You got a 7-point lead. You just let this clock keep ticking away.
22 carries, 298.
In a perfect world for West De Pere, they punch one in with like a couple minutes to go. Take a 2-touchdown lead, make it very difficult for the Blue Jays to come back from that. Conversely, the Blue Jays, they need to somehow strip the ball away, get a big turnover here, and get that offense back on the field.
See Blount being very patient, letting that clock run down.
Blount has it. Big hole, right side. He's off to the races again. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. 52 yards. Wow. You have him for 52?
23, 350 yards total, but yeah, 52-yard touchdown run.
Crazy. So much for my theory of just bleeding the clock, huh?
Yeah, they'll take the touchdown, I guess, Brett. Forget about your bleeding.
You can kind of hear the buzz of the crowd in front of us. I mean, we've both covered high school sports many years. This is one of the great performances I've seen by a single athlete.
Yeah, I agree. We've seen Blair Mulholland, though. That's the thing. So it's
true.
Run for 400-plus yards in the championship game. So
I said one of.
Yep.
One of. But this is phenomenal. And I keep track of scoring plays, and my legal pad is getting close to being a full page.
What's his 5 touchdowns for Blount rushing?
Well, let me go back here. 1, a 15-yard run, a 24-yard run, a 67-yard run, 27-yard run, and now the 52-yard run. So 5 touchdowns on the ground. He also has a touchdown throw. Actually, the other one who has the touchdown run is the fullback, Cody Cavill. The 2-yard run to open up the scoring here. Otherwise, Blount has factored in everything. Wow. Big time gang tackling there on the kickoff return unit. So a long field to go for the Blue Jays, down 2 scores, but Menasha, like West De Pere, red hot offensively. 49-35 the lead for the Phantoms with 8:35 to play in the fourth quarter as we look at our Burlow Mattress Factory scoreboard.
Brett, by the way, Hortonville and Oshkosh West tied 22-22.
Wow.
That's a little bit of a surprise.
Cole Pope, he's got it. Oh, boy, are you kidding me? Look at this. Pope on the run. finally dragged down, but not before he gets into West Appear territory at the 45.
Brett, both these teams are just gassed their defenses.
Pope gets up gingerly, limping a little bit. Let's see if that hinders anything. Yeah, what's this? What's the Menasha rushing total as a team? And Pope, what does he have?
I got to check that, but it's going to take a little bit here.
And Pope, yeah, we talk about all-purpose yards, the throwing and running. His total's got to be
up there, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, that was a 40-yard run there for Pope. First down and 10 in West Appear territory at the 45 in Rail.
Boy, you almost think plenty of time left in this game. If the Blue Jays score, do they try an onside kick maybe to get that ball back? We'll see. First things first.
That's a great question because you don't want to give it back to their offense.
What a game. What a game.
We have a timeout. Good. Maybe I can add up Pope's stats.
It's hard to keep up. Well, I think there's an equipment issue.
Oh, okay.
Might have been Brady Gergella coming off the field, or he's just kind of kneeling down. He's a little banged up. Looks like they're looking at him. Official did a good job of recognizing that, getting him off the field. Second down and 6, ball at the Phantoms 41. What a second half this has been. Just incredible football, incredible talent as Pope slings it, and he just short hops that one to Maurer. So 3rd and 6 now coming up for the Blue Jays. Ricardo here working feverishly. He's got the light on, the flashlight on here, right?
Yeah.
Xavier leading 21-7 over Shawano. That's a Bay Conference matchup.
Well, I have him down rushing 5 carries, 101 yards, but he's done a lot of his damage in the air,
Yes.
which I have to add up yet.
Pope keeps it. Good fake to Rail, and he's off and running inside the 20. Makes a nice little juke move. Finally pushed out of bounds. Good ball fake by Pope. Blue Jays want a late hit. Can hear the Blue Jay fans across from us. Looks like Jeremy Korth is really hot across the way. We can hear the Blue Jays fans booing across the field. They thought that their quarterback maybe took a little unnecessary roughness there.
Where's the hit, or where's the ball marked at, Brett?
Ball's going to be spotted, looks like the 18-yard line.
Okay. So a 23-yard run for.
Well, both these quarterbacks are going to be sore, just sore legs from all this running.
Yeah, 6 carries, 124 yards for Pope. He hasn't run that much, but boy, has he made it count.
Well, he's made it count on this drive. Still 7:09 to play. He was pushed out of bounds, so clock stops, but inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. A chance for the Blue Jays now to climb within a score. Big holes up the middle and Rail inside the 15 down to about the 13. Actually, let's make it 12. He's at the 12-yard line. Second down coming up for the Blue Jays. Anybody expecting a shootout tonight? You're lying if you did. Rail, nice little stutter step. He powers his way near the first down marker. I think he might be a yard shy. Looks like ball's going to be at the 9. 3rd and 1 coming up. Yep, actually going to spot it at the. Nope, that's at the 9. That's at the 9. I think the scoreboard operator's got it at the 10, but that's clearly at the 9. Looking at the wrong line. Looking at the soccer line.
Come on, Brett.
That's me. I got it right on. Got my binoculars. Binoculars are in mid-season form here. Rail. Nope, Pope keeps it, and oh, no, finally brought down. 4th down coming up, and that was a big tackle by number 32 of the Phantoms. That's Goodman again, the sophomore defensive back, wrestling down Pope, and a big 4th down call coming up for the Blue Jays.
Did they lose a yard on that play? I think they did.
Yeah, they're at the 10 now. So you can see the Blue Jay or the Phantoms defensive unit out there imploring the fans to get loud. Both teams with 3 timeouts to use.
Boy, they got to get this play off in a hurry.
Yeah,
Brett.
they better rush it. And we've got a timeout. I think that's a good
Smart
call.
play by-
No,
yeah.
the West of Pier wants a timeout.
Wow.
Interesting. So the first timeout of the half burned by either side. Got some finals, some FRCC. How about this one? Bayport 63, Sheboygan North Zip. Amherst taking down Bondwell tonight. That's in our coverage area. 35-7 over the Bondwell Bears. Sheboygan falls all over Two Rivers tonight. 42-7. And West of Pier burning a timeout to get its defense all set. This is a big 4th down call coming up. Oh, Wrightstown comes back to beat the Little Chute Mustangs in a great Northeastern Conference game, 7-3. There's some good football going on all over the place tonight. Better than the NFL, Rosie says. I think you're right.
I don't disagree.
4th down and 2, ball at the 10. Pope has it. He keeps it. No, he stopped short. He stopped short. Good job by that Phantoms defense, and they finally get the stop. I think he was stopped for no gain, Ricardo.
I agree.
And a good job by the Phantoms, just not getting faked by the play action, the fake handoff look that Pope had to Rail. Pope kept it. Defenders closing those gaps quickly, and he really had just nowhere to go. And if you're the Blue Jays now to try to get back into it, you got to get a turnover. Conversely, you know that the Phantoms, all they're going to do is just run, and try to bleed out the clock and get out of here with another victory. Vanderlot keeping it, brought down hard. Not seeing a whole lot of scores rolling in on Twitter. They're using the hashtag HSSWI. I thought we'd see a little bit more.
By the way, Brett, for you're talking about Pope, 13 of 20 for 204 yards passing.
Having a heck of a day as well. But Blount, the story so far offensively, and now this offensive line, you know, they're saying, put it on our shoulders here. We're gonna put this one away. First down now on that run. As the clock continues to run. There's been a second half, Ricardo. Nobody's been able to catch their breath.
No, not us either. First down and 10 at the 23 for West De Pere. Trying to close this one out, BC.
There's a handoff. Vanderlaat again. Brought down by, looks like number 23 for the Blue Jays. That's Kaiser Vandeloo again. We've said his name a few times tonight, but time not on Menasha's side. And pretty soon the Blue Jays are going to have to start burning some timeouts. Good job by these West De Pere runners, Ricardo. Ball security.
Yeah, that's big for them, trying to close this game out. Last thing you need is a fumble right here, Brett. A short field for the Blue Jays. Second down and 5 from the 28 for the Phantoms.
Good job by Blount, just diving ahead. And setting up a third, and geez, well, did they get? Oh, they did get the first down. Well, did they? Let's see. The down marker says first down, and I think they're going to measure to make sure.
So Stratford won 55-0 over Auburndale.
Wow.
That's 6 shutouts in a row. 6-0. They haven't allowed a point all season, Brett. They were averaging 61 points or so a game. So, they underperformed a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Looks like that is going to be just shy. So third down coming up. Here's the question, though. Can they win 8 more games with via the shutout and be the first team to ever go, through a 14-game season with nobody scoring on them?
That Chilton team, didn't they
They
have?
did it, I think, in 8 games.
Okay, well, I know this. Sheboygan Falls, way back in the early 2000s, actually, I think they might have allowed 1 touchdown or 2 during the season. I'll have to double check, see if I can find that. I remember reading that, and I remember having to do a story back when I worked for the Journal Sentinel, Brett, on that Sheboygan Falls defense, the Falcons.
Good job by Blount in the offense. No hurry to snap this ball, just watching the clock run. Here we go. Third and short. Vanderlaat. And, let's see. They're going to stop the clock maybe. And
he got it.
I think he did too. And they will be moving the chains. So feeling like this one is well in hand for West De Pere, but wow. 49-35. A shootout. We call it a shootout when there wasn't a whole lot of passing today?
I don't know. Is it a well, there's enough touchdown passes, though. I think we can call it that. First and 10 at the 33, and West De Pere just looking to bleed the time.
Yep.
And get out of here.
Blount has it again. He wants one more. He wants one more. He's going down the sideline. I think he's going to get it. He's got one more. 66 yards. $66-yard score, his 6th rushing touchdown of the night.
Brett, I have him unofficially 25 carries, 420 yards for Blount.
66-yard run. Unreal.
Going to update my Twitter. Again, you can follow me at PC Ricardo, Rosie at Metal Rosie, and Brett at PC Brett C. 56-0. And that's just a gas Menasha defense, Brett. There's playing their hearts out, and it's one of those things where this is just Josh Blount's day.
What did you have his yardage down?
25 carries, 420 yards.
Wow. 25 carries, 420 yards from your quarterback. I would say good chance of being the state player of the week.
Possibly.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll just
He's my player of the game.
I'm just going to nominate him a little bit. got a big old smile on his face down there, checking him out. Rosie doing a good job of focusing on number 10. And I said it before, he's still coming back. He still has another year.
Yes, people.
I can't wait to see some of those games next year. West of Pier versus Bayport, West of Pier versus Ashwaubenon, right? That's going to be some good stuff there. That's a nasty tackle there. Jacoby Crum brought down hard. Well, the question for you, Ricardo, will you be going down and talking to some of the folks? Are you writing the recap from this, or is that?
I was actually talking to my boss, Mike Sherry, to see if that is the case. I did not see Scott Vency here. That he's a guy who usually covers the big games in the Green Bay area.
Well, regardless, check out the recap. Both postcrescent.com and greenbaypressgazette.com. Hopefully, Ricardo will be down there, and I'm sure he'll be doing some takeaways from this one as well. And I'm not sure if we have a photojournalist here or not, but it's possible there could be a photo gallery from this one. Big play downfield, knocked away by the Phantoms. Matthew Seabrook, a senior defensive back. But I do see somebody down there. Let me see if that is one of our photojournalists. No, I don't think so. I was thinking that could be a potential photo gallery as well on both sites, postcrescent.com and greenbaypressgazette.com. As Pope going deep downfield again and just overshot his intended receiver. That was Luke Maurer. Actually, check that. I do believe that is a photojournalist. That might be Sarah Clapping down there. So, yeah check it out at postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com. After tonight's, a couple hours from now, there should be a nice photo gallery from the action.
By the way, Cubs tied the game against St. Louis, but Colorado just hit a grand slam, so Brewers down 8-2.
Ooh, Brewers.
By the way, Ken said that I was trying to add up everything. He showed me a picture of the abacus. Might have to need one of those sometime.
Well, it's going to take me a long time to go through the scoring. I'm going to need my flashlight. What you don't want if you're the Brewers guys is you got to take 2 out of 3 from Colorado going to that wild card game. Presumably the wild card game. We're feeling good. Pick up that 90th win too. I want to see you win 90 games. That's always a benchmark.
I would love, as a Cardinals fan, to see the Brewers.
Well, I'm sure you would.
Love it when my Redbirds play the Brewers.
Yeah, the expanded rosters don't work in the postseason. It's back to a 25-man roster. You got to figure who you want to go with. And I believe next year, the rosters don't expand fully in September, right? Aren't they going to cap it at a number now?
Oh yeah, I don't know the official thing, but I did hear that as well.
That's where the Brewers. That's why they made so much hay in the last 2 years. That council uses all of those arms.
Hey, I love the way council manages, to tell you the truth.
Hey,
I mean,
it's all about winning games.
Yeah, it's very groundbreaking what he was doing there. I liked it a lot.
Just got to win games. He's doing it well within the rules. All the purists don't like it, but too bad. 56-35. Well, if you're Jeremy Korth, you told Jeremy Korth tonight, your guys are going to score 35 points. Imagine he would have felt pretty good about that. But Josh Blount, 6 touchdown runs by the West of Pier quarterback. Also a touchdown throw. And 8 touchdowns scored in all by the Phantoms, and 13 combined in this game.
The thing is, his big day. I mean, also Pope had a big day, but
Great
it just
day.
got overshadowed. I mean, it's unfortunate for him, but I'm sure we rather would have had the win anyway. But hey, Menasha, we'll be talking about.
They're going to be just fine.
They're going to be just fine, because if they do drop down to Division III, I see them competing with the big boys.
Oh yeah,
no problem. Unless West of Pier drops down as well, then you have a little problem.
Well, yeah, then they're going to meet up again, right?
Yep.
Be real interesting to see how this all breaks down. We're going to find out in a few weeks. Who's going where? We don't know where we're going to be next week. Kind of have an idea, but we'll figure it out. And I'll tweet it out. Give me a follow at PC Brettsy, where our crew for next week's Varsity Game of the Week prep football live stream will be. Could it be maybe we do a Bayport at Eschwabanon for the FRCC lead? Of course, don't forget about Pulaski. They're alive too. 3 undefeateds. Wouldn't mind seeing the upstart Jaguars taking on one of the kings of the state, right? Bayport. We haven't seen them since week 2. We'll see. Interesting one also at Rocket Stadium, Kimberly and Neenah. That's also a possibility as well.
Berlin 46, Winneconne 8.
Ouch.
Final.
Berlin, still the Indians?
Yes.
Indians taking down the Wolves. Seen a Kimberly score lately by chance?
I saw they scored again, and I think they're well ahead of Appleton West. Yeah, I'll double check it right now, though. Kimberly up 42-0 at the end of the 3rd.
Ouch.
Over Appleton
That's
West.
Running clock.
Frazier having a big game, a couple long touchdown runs.
Hey, congratulations to the Truckers of Clintonville. They got the victory 17-14 over Green Bay East. That's non-conference. Green Bay East part of the Bay.
They get off the schneid, as Chris Berman would say.
How about Sheboygan South taking on Manitowoc in an FRCC game? 17-14.
As we're now facing a 4th and 10 for Pope and Company as they're down 21 points.
Fondy. I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
Ricardo. I was just going to say Fond du Lac has Appleton North down 24-6 in the 3rd quarter. We mentioned Wrightstown coming back late to beat Little Chute 7-3. Amherst handling Bondwell just fine tonight, 35-7 for the Falcons, a victory. Falcons are back on track.
They look good.
Marshfield up 14-0 over Wisconsin Rapids at last check, and Xavier, they had a 28-7 lead over Shawano. Well, watch out for Xavier now. Now they kind of got through the meat of the Bay, right? They've already played West Appear and Menasha. They got Zuliger, excellent quarterback for the Hawks. I think just a junior maybe? Sophomore or junior?
Very impressive.
How about this score? Manawa all over Iola Scandinavia tonight, 55-6. The defending champs, the Thunderbirds, not so much tonight, huh? Or this season.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for Iola Scandinavia, the Division 6 state champs. Started right away, too. Remember Montello, that combined team, knocked them off. And we're like, whoa. Not the way you want to start the season as a defending state champ.
Hey, Lane Evans tweeting you good football north of the valley, eh? And that's for darn sure. Some darn good teams up this way. And glad we can make it up here and showcase some of the excellent high school football here in the Green Bay area.
Hey, Ken, the official says have a good time getting down that ladder. I don't know if it's that rickety, but we'll get down there.
Hey, Rosie and I did it. We just kind of, one person got up here and grabbed the equipment, and then the other came up. We got a system. Big hits going on still as Menasha looking for one final score. They're going to get to the line quickly because once those chains reset, right? 1st and goal, I believe.
Where's it at?
I thought it was at the 9. Pope looking, and he's got a touchdown, 30-yard score. Or 30, not a 30-yard score. I'm going to call it a 9-yard touchdown to number 30, Caden Gruber. So another touchdown throw from Pope.
Wow, so 98 points in this game. I did not expect that, no.
And 14 total touchdowns. So Pope has a 2-yard touchdown run. He has a 42-yard score through the air, a 44-yard run, a 24-yard connection, so that's 2 touchdown passes and 2 runs, and then a 59-yard connection, and now the 9-yard connection. So he has 4 touchdown passes and 2 touchdown runs. How about that for a night? .42 points Menasha scores, and you're still down 14. That's dominant evening. Well, both offenses were fantastic. But
so Blount had 420 yards, 6 touchdown rushes, 6 rushing touchdowns, and then the pass. So he accounted for 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. So
right.
That's one of the best nights we've had ever on our live streams.
Cody Cavill was the other score for the Phantoms. He was actually the one that got West Appear on the board in the first quarter, which, as I said, feels like 9 hours ago now. You know, Blount's going to say, Coach, I don't want to take a knee and lose some yards here. So actually he's going to probably take a knee, I would assume, and we'll mark him for a couple yards. Lost there, Ricardo, and there is your final. 56-42, West Appear with the victories. We look at our Verlo Mattress Factory scoreboard.
So unofficially, 26 carries, 418 yards. So
he said he just wanted the game downloaded, so that's what.
Well, Brett, if you don't mind, if I can talk a little bit about both teams, I just let me talk with Menasha, which, again, 56-42 West Appear on your Verlo Mattress scoreboard. That's the final. We don't know. I believe Menasha will drop down to Division III, and if that's the case, this is the kind of game that, you kind of figure out where you're at, because up to this point, yeah, they had the good win over Seymour, and maybe the Xavier game showed them a little bit, but this is the game that they'd been circling. And for the most part, for most of this game, Brett, it was a one-score game. It was back and forth and back and forth, and finally West Appear's offense just, proved to be too tough to stop. But I really like Menasha's chances, especially if they're in D3, because they have obviously the horses to do it on offense. Defense, you got to clean up a little bit. You're probably not going to face a team like West Appear in Division III, unless West Appear actually does play in Division III. But if West Appear does stay in Division II, it doesn't matter. West Appear in Division II, Division III, I don't see how they can't be seen as a favorite to win the state title, Brett. They are just loaded with talent. And this Blount kid, he just might be the best player in our area, but vying for best player in the state as a junior. And I think we don't give enough credit to West Appear's offensive line, Brett. They really did a good job of controlling this game, because Menasha has some big boys up front. That's a very good team, and they would put up 56 points on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at these total. 26 carries, 418 yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns as your quarterback. And then he had the passing touchdown as well. He accounted for 7 scores to overshadow what was a heck of an offensive performance from the Blue Jays. You can kind of see them over there on the right-hand side kneeling down. And we just got to kind of move on from this one and start getting ready for the playoffs. But West Appear, they look like they're a team on a mission right now.
Well, yeah, and you talked about what happened last year, Brett. They haven't forgotten. They know what's going on. So they have that hungry look. And I've seen a couple teams already, Brett, with that look. I just talked about Stratford. I was just over there in Stratford earlier this week. They look the same. They kind of have that quiet confidence, like, we play our game, we could beat anybody.
Hey, your G10, pound for pound. These guys got to move up.
Well, who am I going to put them over, Kimberly or Bayport?
Maybe.
I don't know if I'm going to do that.
They might have the best player in the state.
They might. But those two, Bayport, maybe a little bit less so, but Kimberly is the platinum program in the States. I'm not going to be putting them over Kimberly. And that's the problem we have.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
We have a lot of great teams, Brett.
Yeah, it's
I think it's going to be
always fun.
exciting as we do the playoffs, and then hopefully I will see you down at Camp Randall. Maybe we get Rosie to come along too for no reason at all, just to hang out. But yeah, we're really excited. This is great football teams, Brett. We're in for a treat in the postseason.
No doubt about it. So Ricardo, get out of here.
Get see you guys.
Don't trip down going down that ladder. As Ricardo's going to go down the field, talk to both sides here. And again, check things out later tonight on postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com. Actually, on Sundays, I believe Ricardo has his 5 takeaways from the action. Rosie, I got about 20 minutes to go through the scoring here, it looks like. So, well, let's start it out. West De Pere got on the board with 9:32 to play in the opening quarter. 2-yard touchdown run by number 30, Cody Cavill, the fullback. And then the Phantoms made it 14-0 with 3:01 to play in the first quarter on a 35-yard pass from Josh Blount to Aaron Wagner. And then it started to kind of go back and forth. The Blue Jays finally got on the scoreboard with 14.5 seconds to play in the opening quarter on a 2-yard touchdown run by quarterback Cole Pope. Made it 14-7 West De Pere. Then it was the Phantoms' turn with 6:05 to play in the second quarter. Josh Blount, the first of his 6 rushing scores, a 15-yard run to the end zone, made it 21-7 Phantoms. But the Blue Jays came back on a 42-yard pass from Pope to number 8, Brady Jurgella. That happened with 5:15 remaining in the second quarter, made it 21-14 Phantoms. And then Blount coming back with a 24-yard score with 2:54 remaining in the second quarter. And that's actually how the first half ended. The Phantoms were up 28-14. And then the second half, Rosie, 8 touchdowns were scored combined. That's incredible. It started with the Blue Jays. Cole Pope, a 44-yard run with 11:15 to play right away, made it 28-21 West De Pere. And then moments later, a 67-yard run by Blount with 10:15 remaining, so about a minute later, made it 35-21 West De Pere. Then it was Menasha's turn. Pope hit Luke Maurer from 24 yards out to cap a 13-play, 64-yard drive. 35-28, West De Pere with the lead with 4:20 remaining in the third. Then it was Blount again, this time a 27-yard scoring run with 1:56 to play in the third. Made it 42-28 West De Pere. And then back come the Blue Jays, a 59-yard pass from Pope to Jurgella with 17.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Blue Jays climbed to within a score, 42-35. And then West De Pere, 2 big touchdown runs. The first by 52 yards, the second 66 yards. And yes, it was Josh Blount scoring both of them. Made it 56-35, the final score capping, it came with 1:44 remaining. He takes a knee at the end of the game. He finishes with 26 carries, 418 yards, and 6 rushing scores. Also, the passing score. Cole Pope, by the way, capped the scoring on a 9-yard pass to Caden Gruber with 5 seconds to go, and that is where we ended it at 56-42 West De Pere with the victory. Now, Pope had 4 passing scores. He was sensational as well. Also, the touchdown run, I believe. So much scribble here on the game notes. Yes, he had the 2-yard run in the first quarter, so he was fantastic as well. It was an offensive display that I haven't really seen very often at the high school level. It was just one score after another. Both teams combined to score 14 touchdowns. So an incredible night, a fun night, and glad that you all were able to watch this one unfold, as this was one of the games of the night in the state, and it lived up to it. West De Pere improves to 6-0 overall, 6-0 in the Bay, in really firm command of the Bay Conference now. Looking at West De Pere's remaining schedule, they take on Seymour next week, then they're at Wrightstown in a non-conference game, and then Wapaka, looking pretty good for the Phantoms to capture a Bay Conference title. The Blue Jays fall to 5-1 overall, 4-1 in the Bay. And looking at who the Blue Jays have coming up in the next couple of weeks, they are at Green Bay West, then Shawano and Green Bay East to close it out at home. So again, West De Pere next Friday at home against Seymour in a Bay Conference matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. And the Blue Jays, they're at Green Bay West. That also is a Bay Conference matchup. Kickoff also scheduled for 7 p.m. we'll let you know where we're going to be next week. Have a couple of options in mind, some good games, but we'll figure it out. Best place to find out is to give me a follow at PC Bretzi or Ricardo at PC Ricardo. Don't forget about Jim Rosendick at Metal Rosie, METALROSIE. I should have information on where our Week 7 Varsity Game of the Week prep football live stream will be probably on Tuesdays when I send out the tweet. Once again, thank you to our sponsor, Verlo Mattress Factory of Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and Sturgeon Bay. So for Ricardo and Rosie, and don't forget about the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson saying so long from West De Pere High School, where once again the final score tonight, the Phantoms, they remain undefeated with a 56-42 victory over the Menasha Blue Jays. Thanks for watching, everybody.